to you. Didn't want to go live quite yet, but hey. Good morning. Good morning.
Organization says it will ask voters to enshrine abortion in the state constitution. The pro-abortion Idaho United for Women and Families says it hopes to have one or more initiatives on the 2026 ballot. Idaho has several pro-life laws in the books, including one that makes performing abortions a crime unless they're done to save the life of the mother. This is SRN News. Houston's healthcare system is near total collapse. International Airport in early March, and Haiti's largest seaport continues to deliver much-needed supplies for those stuck underwater. Russian military officials say they're going to intensify their attacks on weapons stored in Ukraine.
Good morning to you.
Forces will increase their attacks on logistics centers and storage bases for Western weapons. Morning news: the U.S. Senate passed a massive.
All right. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We got Weird Wednesday going on this morning. There you go. Good morning. Let's go ahead and pull you guys up. Get your live chats on so you can pick at people. 420 FU. 420, man, you got a cool name. Why would you even say that kind of stuff? You must not got enough good stuff to make you feel good to say that kind of stuff. Usually people that do that, man, are cool. You must didn't have any this morning. Somebody needs to bring you some so that you feel better. You guys bring 420 friends something, man. My brother's not feeling well this morning. Appreciate you being on, man. Or maybe lady, I don't know, but 9 times out of 10 it's man. So maybe some friends. You guys, you hear that brother man needs something this morning. He's not feeling well. All right, let's see here. I appreciate you guys being on. I appreciate you being the first one on. We're going to get started here in a few minutes.
And inspire your soul. Experience a transforming education at LaGrange College, one of the South's most affordable, highly ranked institutions. Learn more at lagrange.edu.
Are you ready for some sweet rewards? Then check out Sweet
Let's
Rewards
see.
Cashback account from Southern States Bank, where debit card transaction earns you cash back. That's right, folks. With our Sweet Rewards Cashback account, you can earn up to $30 a month by using your debit card. Whether you're grabbing groceries, filling up your tank, your purchases add up to real cash back in your pocket. By the way, sign up for your Southern Rewards
What's the name of this?
And commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
Hey, Carl here from Cali to Force. Cali to Force is New England's own addiction and support center.
Let's see what we got going on. Got to putting together. I got different feeds for you. If you're just noticing, you guys the first feed to come on. Well, third feed to come on. I got the fourth feed that got to come on. It's all good.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street.
We got to put that R in that.
Same great taste. The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to the former
Horrifying
location.
History.
Chicken around.
And
So great. Wishbone
click.
Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street.
All right, we're live there too. Always got the shoutcast running. So, what's up, brother? Oh, we're talking about what happened at Roswell this morning, New Mexico. You know what happened back in the 50s? There's a saying that there was a balloon that crashed out in some kind of farmer's field, and the government come and picked everything up. So that was the official story. Some people believe it was a hoax. Some people believe it was a UFO and cover up, different things like that. They've made many movies and shows about it. So, and since it's Weird Wednesday, I figured it'd be fun to do a poll question like that this morning. And our guest, Horrifying History host, Brenda Ganske, says she wants to talk about it this morning, so that's going to be her topic. So I guess it all comes together, John. Just having a good time. Good morning, Warrior Defenders. And say hello, good morning to Christy as well. Ellsworth Insurance.
There was $220 billion that they could not find. They have no idea where the money went.
It's that time.
They said, well, that's not
And I got all that ready to go. Everything ready to go.
Represents $1,375 per tax filing. To me, $220 billion seems like quite a bit. And if they think it's so little, why don't they send $1 billion to my way?
I know that's right. I know right, Perry Johnson.
And that is Perry Johnson's 2 cents on the account. For your 2 cents, go to perryjohnson2cents.com and enjoy
The
the
views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clients.
You got that right. You got that right. It's that time again as everything wants to freeze up on you out there, even the cool weather at 50 degrees. Yes, everybody, it's time to kick it off to your favorite radio show. Right here. You're ready to get in lockdown? I'm ready to lock you down. Let's go ahead and do it. What's up? It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Ryan O'Neal, and yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. 25 radio stations combining real radio and internet out there on the Navajo Nation and across those fabulous states it serves. And we're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada A. Finally, right here in the Atlanta area at 99.1 FM, WQEE to Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and headline news. We welcome everybody in on the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share there. Let everybody know we're having some of the coolest cats that come on there and the coolest vibes. And to my haters, I got some things to say to them. Listen up. Tell them, Triple H. Hell yeah, I'm the man around here. 12 minutes past the hour. We're holding at about 50 degrees time and temperature this time. Brought to active pest control, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Mike on the crew. Ken, sorry about that. Mike and the crew can exterminate this SmackDown for you. MF came on making me laugh here this morning. 420 Friends is in the house. He's your friend, Sweetly 420. He came on and then he started laughing, but we got to get him stuff. Some friends is not getting him some stuff. You got to help him out there, brother. Pass him, you know what. John, good morning to you, Warrior Defenders. And my man MF has made me laugh this morning. No, I don't do that. I don't date, I'm straight, but it's okay if you do or whatever. I'm down, whatever you want to do. But MF just made me laugh this morning. These people make me laugh. I love all these wonderful people that make me laugh. They do. They come on here, have a good time. Everybody else gets, why do you cry when they start making jokes? I laugh because they're funny. These should be the real comedians out there. But the problem is all these good people out here that are making all these jokes and making fun of things, we won't let them make millions of dollars like they should. MF, you should really be a comedian, brother. All right, Order of Sleepless Nights. Thank you for being on with us this morning. Good morning on behalf of the what? Lawrence Noam Al. Okay, good morning. Good morning to you. And Lady in Red, how you doing this morning too? Good morning to you, Lady in Red. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube page, the YouTube channel, the WQEE YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and share, please. There you go. But all these wonderful people on with us this morning and having a good time. We do appreciate each and every one of them. And we've got a lot of fantastic people. Can't wait for some of our other ones to come on, like ABC from Russia, my man, my buddy from North Carolina, from Detroit, as well as New York. All the ones that everybody's like, well, they're trolls on the other pages. They're not trolls here. They come here, we have a good time, and they like, come in, we'll eat you alive. All right, coming up this morning, Jon Bon Jovi's new docuseries about his life in the band is going to debut. We'll talk about that. Plus, Tennessee lawmakers are passing it and make it easy to arm teachers. Oh, man, you kids now you got to worry. Now when you're smart enough that the teacher throw a spitball at her, she's going to be able to shoot you. Poor damn kids can't even have fun in school anymore. It's a year after the deadly Nashville shooting, and a couple of schools are like, hey, we're not going to still allow guns on the premises. Do you have an NFL team you follow? Probably closer, since we're in Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I know. What's up, Pete? He says, good morning to Ryan, Navajo Nation, everybody else. Sweetleaf says, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Sweetleaf says, good morning from the Navajo Nation, and to someone called 420 Friends. You are one of our friends now. Sue says, good morning, as well as who else? ABC is with us. Is this ABC from Russia? Is that who it is? I hope that is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Sue says, Bob, Rodney K, Tim, and all of them saying good morning to you. Alice, as well as our friend up in Alice in Canada, along with Dave and Michael, saying good morning to everybody. We'll say good morning to Helen up in Canada as well. She's tuning in because her daughter will be on one side. Japan, konnichiwa. Robert Dell is going to say good morning to our good friends. Diana, who's on with us from South Wales, and New Zealand's very own Sarah. She says, call her Kiwi. So there you go. ABC is on with us. We just started, my friend, just started. But we got all this coming up for you. Tennessee lawmakers, Bon Jovi. We'll talk about Israel at war. We've got some strange and unusual news for you. We'll talk about a former Fox News host who's getting weird. The bizarre murder that included Bigfoot out in Oklahoma, as one man killed another man in the name of Bigfoot. And a Tennessee man is a Texas man. Now this makes sense. A Texas man is suing a movie theater and Sue in the movie theater. Good morning, Benny and Music World. How you doing this morning, my friend? Hey. Good. I'm glad you changed the name to clarify you to making videos. ABC Mem Corner. What's up, brother? From Russia, we know he is. A Texas man. He ordered a 24-ounce beer, and he only got 22 ounces, and he's pissed off about it. Don't ever take a Texan's beer from him. You owe me 2 more ounces, boy. Get the rope. We'll talk about that this morning. Plus, we'll go inside Horrifying History 101 with Horrifying History host, the one, the only. Her name is Brenda Ganske. She's from Canada, and we're going to be talking about, she's got the real Roswell and some of the ties it had to American Horror Story, the one that I watched a few years ago that I was telling you about, and everything that kind of went into, took all these conspiracy theories and put them on television. Man, it's true, man. There's people and everything, and kind of like finishing off the world as the reptile people and the aliens, which were impregnating us and making those big-eyed babies. That's what's in this movie, in this show. We'll talk about that this morning too. And what do you think happened at Roswell, New Mexico? Did a balloon crash? 21% of you believe that. 50% believe that. There you go. And 29% says nothing. It was just a hoax. Some of our fantastic people like to play jokes did that. Thank you, Lady in Red. I try to have good vibes here the best I can. You did confuse me a little bit, ABC. I appreciate that. But I kind of figured it was you. I do remember that, Lady in Red. I do. So we'll have all that information for you this morning. It's Weird Wednesday, so we're going to get weird with you. No, not that kind of weird. But let's go ahead and kick off the headline news at 20 minutes past the hour. If the headline news will come up. All right, let's jump into this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Transportation Security on Monday says they will call to break ground with a new official office that's going to be an official business, I should say, and factory that's going to be between California and Nevada, as they're going to be having a new high-speed railway. Unions are being started up as we speak. You vote Balloon says ABC. That's what he voted. And of course, it's got a great opportunity to put money back in that part of the desert and everything between Nevada and California where people can have jobs. And there's a lot of wonderful little small towns that do tourist attractions out. So giving them a chance to have jobs and the high-speed railways. I can't wait for those high-speed railways. It's being like in Back to the Future or something. Well, on Tuesday yesterday, guess what, guys? Oh, poor Elon Musk. A lot of people were not able to use X, but most of us didn't know because we were on the other social media sites. Most of you guys are either on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or, Facebook, whatever. Very few people were paying to be on X. I mean, maybe the Nazis are paying to be on X. Ooh, salute. Many users reported outages on Tuesday. A number of disruptions impacted the U.S., UK, Europe, and Asia. It happened about 10:30 a.m. yesterday, and they say about 6,000 reported outages came, supposedly. Oh, no, here we go. My brother, Dumbass Cole, is on with us this morning. He's got us. I gotta drop this in between the news. He's got us a joke this morning. All right, here we go. What do you call it when a short person waves at you? Okay, what do you call it when a short person waves at you? This is our friend Dumbass Cole. Get offended, you can walk away. Brother Man comes on all the time and throws some jokes in. It's a microwave. Ah, that's a good one. It's clean. by clean jokes. That was a good one, brother. Thank you for dropping it in there, man. Thank you for dropping it in there. He took it off. He's like, okay, some idiot might get offended. He said, some idiot might get offended. He had to off. Now, you can lift it on there. It'd have been all right. Unless YouTube took it off. Hope they didn't. Because I thought it was funny. I think anything my listeners, a lot of them are, all my listeners funny. But yeah, X was down yesterday. Too bad, so sad. 6,000 people, 6,000 Nazis were unhappy. Anyway, remember the Watcher channel says ABC I was talking about? Yep. They apologized yesterday for the website thing. Good. I'm glad to hear that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in other news, a man who allegedly shot a Nebraska man over a lawnmower dispute. Now, this one, you think we're going to get weird with the Bigfoot guy killing the Bigfoot, sacrificing his friend in the name of Bigfoot. Now, this guy, he was just like, I'll tell you what, man, you get too close to my lawn, buddy. You're too close to my lawn. I don't want my grass cut. You can cut your grass, but don't come over here cutting mine. Don't try to help me out. Well, anyway, they got in a dispute. He claims self-defense with the police. Man, this son of a gun was trying to cut my grass, and I said, hell no, my grass is not being cut, so I shot him. Anyway, he and his wife both said it. Timothy Florence is his name, 53-year-old man from Nebraska, was arrested by Montgomery County Sheriff's deputies there for shooting his neighbor for accidentally coming to his side yard and cutting the grass. Now he's charged with attempted murder. I guess the guy did survive. And nobody's gonna cut my grass. Oh, no way they're gonna cut my grass. I'm gonna let it grow as high as it wants to. And the guy's like, look, my edge of my lawn is right here. This is my yard. I'm cutting my grass. Get away. Do not cut that grass right there. Do not cut that grass. Then him and his wife said, it was self-defense. The man was cutting grass and we didn't like it. Them damn lizard people. We had to shoot them. Order of the Sleepless Night says, can I get a shout out for all my donors out there? Yes, we are in a dire need of blood and what? Oh, okay. Yes, you can. Where do we need to send all that information to help out? Order of Sleepless Nights. You want to put it in there so we can shout it out for you? Where we need to send it, what email we need or whatever to help you guys out with donations. Red Cross. Okay, Red Cross. All right. All right, let's help them out. With of course, Red Cross guys help out. Order the Sleepless Nights asking us to help out for sure. Let's do it. ABC, they also will be uploading videos, YouTube, a week after they uploaded on theirs, they're going to do it. That's fine. Cool. So what they're going to do is they'll do it a week later. I'm glad your YouTube show's back, my friend. All right, let's see. What time is it? 27 minutes past the hour. It's 50 degrees in the metro Atlanta area. Let's help out our friends at Order of the Sleepless Nights, Red Cross, giving donations for blood and more that will save lives. Thank you for doing that, my friend. We definitely want to help out. All right, time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control this time. Active Pest Control, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael the Crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. All right, well, I think we're going to talk about Israel war a little bit later on when we come back from the break. We're going to dive into this bill that Tennessee is passing for teachers to carry guns because some police units, or not some police, but some areas, they're saying that there's not enough police officers to respond to this stuff in these areas. Well, if there's cities in Tennessee areas, no one's going to attempt to go to the school in the first place. Because small country cities, everybody has a gun, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all around to say, hey, you know, unless we just don't have enough people wanting to be police officers. I don't. We'll talk about who are sick and those who are shut in. Someone is thinking of you. Oh man. Thank you very much, Lady in Red. That's sweet. That's sweet. Cameron, no, I'm not lying. I'm telling you what they're saying. I tell the truth. This is a real radio show. We don't make up imaginary conspiracy theories on here and go, those lizard man people are controlling the government, and the other side are Transformers and controlling everything. Just ask all my people. We don't make things up. We tell it like it is. But no, I'm not lying. Why the one in the CBS News this morning, they said, one of the police officers in small towns said, we just don't have enough people to go out there to if shootings happen at a school, we don't have enough people to go there. We don't have enough people because people are like, I don't want Cop City. We don't want somebody being trained. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, there you go. That is the truth. Shh, the cats really run the world. I watched that. Was it Dogs and Cats or something? And the cats are the evil ones. I know what you're talking about. But we're going to talk about some other serious stuff after this. What do you think happened at Roswell, New Mexico, ladies and gentlemen? Only 16% of you believe it was a balloon crash like the news reported there. 26% of you say nothing, it's a hoax. That's kind of me. I'd be like, I'd pull a hoax like that back in my younger days. Just to mess with people. It was going to be UFO and government cover-up. Now, these people are not conspiracy theorists that believe this, by the way, okay? They're not saying these aliens are coming to destroy the world. They just said that it crashed and the government's covering it up and told us it was a balloon crash is what they're saying. Just want to get that out there to the people that are answering to my audience so that people know that they're not thinking, you know, what was happening on American Horror Story. GH25 into his house. Hey, man, I got abducted by an agent before they blanked your brains out later and found out I got drugged by... You know, I can't say that on the radio. You messed up, but you know, I'm not gonna. He supports the channel. Everybody has different views. So he was drugged, and it was two men that got him. Two big men. That's just not right. Was the movie you're thinking of? Oh, well, American Horror Story had a 2-part series a few years ago where one was a bunch of zombie vampires, and I thought that was like crackheads. And the second part of the season, because remember through the pandemic, they didn't have a season, so they had to do in 2021, they had to do it 2-part series. So they had to do a 2-part series season, and in that season, they had the second season it went all the way back to Eisenhower, and I think it was Eisenhower, and he made a deal with the aliens to get his wife back, and all these big they explained the big bug eyes, the big bug-eyed aliens we see all the time as this half human and half alien. If you have never seen it, you got to go back and see it. They put a whole bunch of conspiracy theories in it. ABC. Lady in Red said, YouTube is bugging out this morning. Yeah, because you guys are on with me. And we're having fun, and you guys are not offending each other. GH25 says, I'm his favorite radio show host and YouTuber for real. Thank you. I appreciate that. Back in a moment. Oh, the movie where the cats are evil versus cats versus dogs. Yeah. One of our listeners brought that up earlier, so I knew what they were talking about. Lady in red, are you from Canada? Is that who I think it is? Well, Sasha, you can, as long as you're respectful to everybody in here. You notice everybody's having a good time. No, sir. Okay. Sorry. That's all I needed to know. No problem. ABC says, sure. Oh, okay. Go ahead and take. I'm good. All the guards are up because this is the RyanORadio Penitentiary. GH25 is in here this morning. We're all good. No attacks this morning because he's here. There's always one listener that comes in that I go, oh, I'm not worried about nobody today. They're here. Probably not. Probably wanted to make it. Hopefully it's a good question and not, they're probably trying to go, well, everybody's having fun in here. So.
Expert in Medicare, health insurance, and life insurance. Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine, your trusted agent. Charmaine.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes. I need to, my friend from Detroit, I need to Chief Joseph. I need to send him something. I got to make sure. Where was he in? He was here last week, so there you go. On the show. It may be lagging. Yes, you may be lagging. Well, the YouTube wants to mess when they start seeing everybody getting along. Oh, there's too many people on that one trying to get along. They're having fun. And the show host ain't crying. If the show... Maybe we have to reverse this, guys, where I cry and everybody else gets. Oh, whoa. Let's see here. I've been living in the U.S. for 20 years. Right, my friend. Bad lawyers ruined my visa. They will do that, my friend. I study here. If I continue to live here, I can work only as a waiter. If I go back, I may be able to travel and teach English. Not sure what to do. Let me think about that and see for you. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. We thank you for being with us, and we're going to pray for our friend Sasha to get everything taken care of because we definitely want you here. All right, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. We appreciate everybody, one of you guys being with us. Let's jump into this second half of this first period. Yeah, I know, right? What? How did it go down to 2 members? Jake is from, not State Farm, but from Australia. Well, I'm seeing a lot more people on here than that. I don't know what happened. Order of Sleepless Nights. So I tell you, they're coming after all you guys. ABC said I would go back if I was in Sasha's position and try to get that. Maybe there's some other people that could probably help out in the situation. Sasha's visa, a lawyer messed up Sasha's visa and everything. I can't believe it's doing that. It's doing it because you guys are on. That's what they're doing. It must be YouTube. What is wrong, YouTube? We're just trying to have fun and none of these people are doing anything wrong. Stop it, YouTube. Because my internet's 100% right this morning because I got every one of my other feeds up and they're not messing up for some reason. And even my Facebook is up and it's not messing up. Wow. Yeah, Jake wants me to sing Metallica's Enter Sandman. I might have to try to do that for him. Jean, wait a minute. Jean Barber. Wow, thank you for being up with us. Maybe find another lawyer because there's better lawyers out there than what you were dealing with, and maybe try to go back where you initially got the visa, or get in touch with the person initially, get the visa so that you can continue to do what you need to do. Because if you're over here learning English so you can go back and teach English in your country, that's fantastic. So that would be my suggestion, so there's always going to be one that's better than that and everything. But ABC thinks, he said, I would go back. Jake is from Australia, guys. I know it's him because when he asked me to sing Metallica, I know who it is. It's my metal buddy. Exit light, yeah. Everybody on the radio is like, and the streams are like, what in the world are you doing, right? Hey, I'd have to do a little note there for Jake. Yeah. You got to go down. You got to have a deeper voice down and go with James Hetfield. And I actually got the music here. I just hadn't done it. I'm going to get back to singing. I guys, for those tuning in, I used to do, I've got to remember the lyrics to my Axl Rooster song where Axl Rose's rooster, I couldn't afford Axl Rose on the show, so I got his rooster to come on and sing Welcome to the Hen House. So it was always kind of an intro. So I'm going to get that back in here for you. Welcome to the Hen House, baby. You're going to lay an egg. Oh, yeah. At least you're into calling signs that isn't a crowing rooster. Yeah, I know, right? Can I get you to do, baby? Welcome to the hen house. You're going to lay an egg. I got to remember the lyrics. I hadn't done it in years. Welcome to the hen house. We're going to lay some eggs. You got some eggs and bacon and some coffee and juice. That's all I remember right now. I had a whole big old thing. I used to play the Welcome to the Jungle theme music in the background. And since I couldn't afford Axl Rose and Slash, I got Axl Rooster and Slush to play for us. Axl's Rooster and Slash's Rooster. So there you go. No, I don't. I don't think I do. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a good time with our friends on the YouTube. And Sweetly's like, man, please do that. Ryan, please sing that. I love it. Uh-oh. Did I not stop? I didn't stop my thing. Uh-oh. We didn't stop the make sure we got that spot in there and that spot in there. Yeah, thank you guys. Love it, Ryan says. Pete, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Sweetly's like, man, Ryan, we didn't know you could do that impersonation. Well, I used to do a lot of impersonations. So that's how we try to change this show up different than everybody. Adding some of that because it's fun. Welcome to the hen house, baby. Or, what's up, my munch? Oh, my God. Beavis is here. Hey. I know you got to do your news, but Ryan, I want to talk. I need to take me for a bunghole. Yeah. Take me for a bunghole. Butt munch. Butt munch won't give me no nachos. I want nachos. Calm down, Beavis. It's all right. I want nachos. Calm down. Here we go. H25 is back with another good one. He said, okay, Who wins, I guess, in a 1-on-1 versus 1, GH25 or a big muscular Bigfoot with 24 inches? I think GH25 can take him. I put my money on you, bro. Lady in red, I appreciate the smiles, everybody. We're just trying to have a good time. All right, what do you think happened at Roswell, New Mexico? 15% of you believe it was a balloon crash. 59% believe UFO and government cover-up. And 26% says that it was a hoax. So there you go. There you go. All right, some headline news for you. Heading out of Nashville, Tennessee. This is what's going on, Nashville, Tennessee. Gail, where are you at this morning? Oh, she's sharing. Gail, listen up. Protesters chant blood on your hands at a Tennessee House Republicans on Tuesday after they passed a bill that would allow some teachers and staff to carry concealed handguns on public school grounds and bar parents and other teachers from knowing who was armed and who wasn't. The 68-28 vote in favor of a bill sent to Republican Representative Governor Bill Lee, who's done a lot of great things for that state. I'm not going to talk bad about him. For his consideration, he's got to decide whether or not he's going to sign it or not. We don't know whether he is or not. I'm not going to say he is or not, just so that people go, oh, he is or he isn't. I'm not going to get into it. But teachers now have guns, and I'm concerned about students acting up or throwing something or, firecrackers going off. Back in the day, firecrackers went off. And thank you, GH25. I appreciate that. You can go into my feed here, and there should be a link to my Cash App, and you can send over some money there. Thank you very much. Donate to him. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that, GH25. I'm concerned about the students. And in a CBS News story, they were speaking to one small town chief of police in one of the smaller towns in Tennessee. And he said, we just don't have enough manpower. So if something like this happens, it may take a couple of hours for us to get over there. Well, if we went ahead and supported the men and women instead of going every time some bad apple does something terrible and does something ignorant and really does something stupid, like, pull over some African-American young man that's going to, or a man of color, or a young man of color that's going somewhere, and majority of them are wearing ties, driving nice cars because they got good jobs. But some people are jealous of that. If those people would be stopped, then other good people would be able to do their jobs, and we wouldn't have to have teachers carrying guns. And I know this is going to be hard for the governor in Tennessee to decide because it was his wife's friend's school that got shut up a year ago in Nashville. So he was really wanting to come down on some gun restrictions there. But carrying guns in the school, what's going to happen if the students act up? You got some students that, hey, they think it's funny, and there's no problem with throwing fireworks out and, acting a fool. Some of them do all that kind of stuff. It's kids. That's what kids do, okay? I'm as an adult, understand it. Some adults think, oh, there's something wrong with them. I understand, okay? I'm not putting no kids down for what to do. I'm more concerned that if somebody accidentally did set off, like the fire alarm, or they were shooting firecrackers off just to be messing with people, what would happen? And if some kid did carry a gun to school and a teacher shot that kid, that teacher is going to have to live with the rest of their life with shooting that kid, protect a bunch of other kids, but still go through PSD, I think that's what it's called, and so much other stuff. You got to keep in mind that allowing this to happen is going to be less of a benefit and more of a deterrent to people in the schools and kids in the schools and adults in the schools. I mean, if you do have somebody come in, or you have, somebody come in that's an ex-student, that their mind's messed up, and they start shooting all over the school, and teachers start pulling out guns and shooting. And what if that teacher gets shot and dies? What if there's a lot of negativity that could happen. It's not just some hero with a gun, because everybody's got a gun, don't know how to use it. Everybody's not trained properly like police officers. Everybody's not trained properly like the good old boys that go out in the woods and hunt deer. Those people are trained properly. They know what they're doing. They know how to handle guns. Emergency management, fire people, firefighters. Yep, they don't use them, but they know how to utilize them. But we're not talking about those people. Those people have to start thinking, wait a minute. Putting a gun in the hands of some teacher that don't know how to use it. No, they're going to have training, but how you got to go through months of training. Still, how are they going to be able to pull a gun out on another person? Police officer has to do it and don't want to. So think about it. Think about it. This is going to be very detrimental. This is going, oh my Lord, this is going to be hard. I don't want to hear about if it passes, because Governor Lee is not the type of person. He's going to sit there and he's going to sit on this bill and he's going to think about it for a while. And awesome to hear, ABC. And he's going to sit on it for a while. But if it does get passed, it's not just the unhinged person that's going to go in and try to shoot the school up. Cameron, what's up? Are you not? Is that saying Iron Maiden, or is that some Van Madden Arts? Oh, Van Madden Arts. Is that an art exhibit? That's pretty cool, Cameron. If that's what it is, I don't know. But I'm just saying that it's the decision made by a society of people that think it's a good idea. It's not a good idea for anyone that's not properly trained to utilize a weapon. Why do you think police can shoot these? Why do you think police officers can shoot these unhinged people like that? Because that unhinged person is not trained, and that police officer is. You know what I'm saying? I think Lady Rand says, I think they should go through mental health evaluations to make sure the teachers are level-headed. There you go. I agree with you on that one. Yes. And even if they are, I agree with you on that. And the gun bill is totally malarkey, says ABC. Yes. And some people have different points of it. I'm thinking that, and I agree with you guys on that for sure. Leah Loku, good morning to you. Are you from Hawaii? Sounds like a Hawaiian name. But I agree with you guys on that. That's some good points. But they're not going to listen to us. Well, they might listen to this show, and since 50,000 plus do listen, and there's a lot of people that change their programs around because they hear what I say. And I'm putting quotations. I'm not telling you who they are. Television and everything. Maybe they'll listen to what you guys have to say. That sounds like a good evaluation. I do. But, I still say that it's strange. To me, what's going to happen if that teacher does shoot somebody? And I'm not even going to say it's a student. That hopefully it won't be a student like the kid whose parents just got put in jail because they walked out and he shot the school up there in Pennsylvania. I'm hoping in all God that nothing happens ever again. But if it does, it's not a student, because you got to think a teacher shooting a student, that student's been in that teacher's class. They're closer than you think. That's somebody that, and this is going to be tough on the teachers. It's going to be tough on staff there. It really is. Whew, wow. We're going to take a break. Back in a moment.
trail.
Coffee break time, yes.
Somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specialized.
Everybody's getting coffee break.
All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical.
Oh, yeah. I need to do that Texas man one.
You can be your own hero.
Tell you to Jon Bon Jovi.
Are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Are you looking for right help to be a partner in business? It's time to experience the difference that Southern States Bank can do. At Southern States Bank, we're not just your bankers, we're your partners in business. Our team is deeply rooted in the community and we take pride in providing personal service. Come to Southern States Bank where great service comes naturally. Visit us today or check us out online at southernstatesbank.net and see the difference for yourself. Southern States Bank, your community, your bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS, number 410614.
Hey there, folks. Looking for the top expert in Medicare, health insurance, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine, your trusted agent. Charmaine works with multiple companies.
Oh,
and
yeah,
has
right.
options tailored just for you. Why settle for less when you can have the list? 706-525-5931.
Hey, Joel, how you doing, my friend?
CP Financial top local sales agent. Your peace of mind.
Oh,
is just
send a video?
This is Mark Soriano asking you to tune into Let Go and Let God. Sunday
It should be in my feed. There's an email in there that you can send it to me. 99classicrock@gmail.com. Now, we're no longer Classic Rock. I had that from 7 years ago. I just decided never to change my email. 99classicrock@gmail.com. You can send that video over, and we'll see what we can do to I'll be able to transform any video over to. I got things to do that. Ryan, hello. Another Ryan's on. That's my brother because we're both named Ryan. Thank you, Lady in Red. I appreciate it. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. I tell you what, we appreciate you're in lockdown. I'm doing great, Ryan, and I hope you're doing good, Ryan. You know, those names are became very, very popular because not of me being on the radio and not of the original Ryan O'Neal, but because of Ryan Seacrest. Let's just tell the truth. Like him or not. What's up, brother? All right. Thank you. Yes. Be sure to subscribe, everybody. How you doing? Good morning, big guy. Morning, big guy. What's up, Big K on the air? Here's another one you guys need to check out. My brother in radio. Only radio people know these things. This is my brother in radio. He does a fantastic job. So he does all old radio shows, TV shows, movies, everything from way back to today, everything. BK on the air. He know if you want to know what's going on in the world of entertainment, movies, everything like that, it's BK on the air. You're right, Ryan. It is true. You're right, Ryan. Sure is true. Everyone called Ryan has a massive, that's right, a massive, let me see if I can say this on the air in Wang Chong. There you go. A massive Wang Chong. There you go. I had to add that little thing in the end there so that I can get away with it on the radio. Yeah, you're right. Hey, look, you're right, Ryan. There's no doubt about it. I know, bro. I know. I understand. Believe me. Nobody knows how difficult it is to be a Ryan with that massive, carrying that massive weight around. I know, right? We got ourselves a fantastic. Yep. We got us another ride. Guys, like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page. Still to come, more news in the next period. Plus, we go inside Horrifying History 101 with Horrifying History host Brenda Ganske. And this morning, she wants to talk about the Roswell. And that's why the question is this morning. It is a hard, big job. It's very difficult to carry all that weight around, Ryan. I love it. I'm having fun this morning. Guys, Sweetly's like, man, it sounds like you're having fun over there on the YouTube. Sue's like, oh my goodness. This is my Navajo Nation people. Alice says, good morning. I'm still here, but I'm loving this. Dave and Michael are lit LOL. Bob's like, yeah, Bob's are the same way, Ryan's. Can the Bobs join the Ryan's Club? Okay, why not, Bob? You're Native American, so that I already know the truth. I've got some Native American in me, so I already know it. Tim's like, you know, brother. Sweetly's like, yeah, he's right. Sue says, I can confirm that it's all true. As a lady. Alrighty. League of Extraordinary Ryans over here, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that too, ABC. All right, back in a moment. I like that too. That is definitely one. All right. You guys don't go nowhere. Talk to each other because I got to run down. I know it's weird. We're in a regular building that anybody can just come in. Just a regular building. Anybody just can come in. We're not all in the big fancy glasses. Oh, you got to go through all this stuff to go talk to these people. So I'm going to go run down. I got to unlock the door for our friends. If you don't have Indian in you, you are wrong. You got that right. Please do that first. I will, my friends. You got it. Ryan, can you ask Jody if she's excited for our wedding in Jamaica? Yeah, I'll do that when I come back on the air. Hey, Jody, I'm going to say it on the YouTube. All right, there we go. What, Jody, are you excited for their wedding in Jamaica? They're getting married in June. Y'all getting married. Congratulations, guys. Jody knows about Ryan. That's why she's marrying him. She got to get him some boxers for their honeymoon. You know what I mean, Ryan. Hey, TF, what's up? Let me run down, unlock the door. You guys talk amongst each other. We have another show that comes on live after me, and he won't be able to get into the building because, I don't let nobody in here but me. I'm just kidding. Back in a moment.
Conservatives were quick to suggest that Mr. Biden's answer was similar to Donald Trump's 2017 comment that there were very fine people on both sides of the violent protests in Charlottesville. The president has repeatedly said his disgust over Trump's response was a key reason for launching his 2020 presidential campaign. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Also at SRNews.com, Pennsylvania voters decide it will be Case versus McCormick.
Pennsylvania's primary election results have put Democratic Senator Bob Casey and Republican challenger David McCormick on track for an expensive race that's expected to help decide Senate control on Capitol Hill in the November 5th election. Casey is seeking a fourth term, while McCormick is a two-time Senate challenger. Now McCormick's candidacy is shaping up as Casey's strongest challenge yet in his re-election bids. In the presidential race, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump each easily won their party's nominations for the state. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
This is SRN News. The Center for Global
Woo! Sorry about that, folks.
Sociologist Dr. Gina Zerlo, who specializes in the study of religious demographics, says 44% of the world's Christians now reside in Africa.
Okay, let's see here. What is this? This is the RyanORadio Penitentiary Show, my friend. No, not out of an apartment, man. This is not out of an apartment. No, I work in a real radio studio, my friend. I don't live in my mom's basement giving conspiracy theories about the government coming to get me with lizard people. Those are the ones in their apartments. But my apartment's nicer than this, actually. It's just the guy that owns the station's like, hey, I'm not gonna be in some building where everybody has to have keys to get in or cards to get in. This is a pretty decent place in Atlanta. So, oh man, he's out. GH25 is here. You don't want to mess with it. True Americans have Indian in them. Okay, laugh out loud. No, Pete, just you and I, bro. I do stream live every day. Tomorrow I won't be. Tomorrow I'm having to take the day off for personal reasons, but I'll be back Friday live. So I'm gonna be rerunning one of my shows in the mornings for the stream and the radio station and everything. So, but I will be back on Friday, so no worries about that. I do it Monday through Friday most of the time, Lady in Red, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have different guests like the Weird Wednesday, True Crime Thursday guest, movie talks on Tuesday, sports. Friday, we have different guests, variety of guests from comedians to serious programming like Warrior Defenders comes on and we talk about women's defense and stuff like that. You need to host my show? Pete, I'm trying to get you to do the trading post for the station. You're off on Saturdays most of the time. And Holly told me the other day that your neighbor really likes you. And he's a police officer, sheriff's deputy, I think. Yep, laugh out loud, Pete. Well, guys, anybody can be on with us any day of the week if it's daytime, morning, or afternoon with us. Because I think it's really Kiko Japan. It's 9 o'clock, and then after midnight, Sarah listens to us in New Zealand. So, and then ABC. I'm a Kool-Aid person. Yep. I got to get back to Ryan. You still there, Ryan? I got to ask that on the air. I got to go back to that.
10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried
Is that the Bahamas you said? Fulton County Marshall. That's what she. Oh, Fulton County Marshall. Fulton County. That's where Jackal's lead singer's from. Hell yeah! Jamaica. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I got all this down for you, Ryan. I'm gonna go back live on the air. So,
Hey, sports fans, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, drive time. WQEE.
And I'll ask your question, GH. I know I can be goofy. No, that's all right and silly on here. But watching your stream really helps me cope with things without your videos. I don't know what I would do. Well, I appreciate that, GH25. You're an awesome guy, brother. You're an awesome guy, and I appreciate your support. John, how you doing this morning? Good morning, my brother. No, Mike, we don't do that here. This is not a Nazi radio show. I said the N-word, Nazi. Ow! Boo, 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 boo!
Columbus Rapids,
Oh!
Lions, Columbus Chattanooga, Columbus State Cougars and Lady Cougars, and all the high school football and basketball action in the Chattahoochee Valley. If you have a sports question or would like to be a guest, you could always message me on my Twitter page or Facebook page, Sports Beat with Richard Holbridge.
That's the real N-word. Just mess with the Nazis. What's up, Australia? What's up, everybody? Period number 2 underway. It's a weird Wednesday. We're going to get weird with you. We're going to get weird with you. That's right. We got some weird and strange news coming up this hour. Plus, we'll drop a little sports in for you. And on top of that, we're going to have Horrifying History's very own Brenda Ganske in the final period. We'll kick it off right now. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only, Ryan Neal, and oh, no doubt about it, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you on the Shoutcast Say Show. We're across the RyanORadio media page, streaming on iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime, and more, which you'll get it afterwards. We're also over here in the Double Nation. We're Sweet Leafing Gang are tuning in on the Earth Rock Radio, including right there in Arizona and New Mexico. We're across the British Columbia Isles and Canada A with our friends in Canada. And finally, across Atlanta's very own Real Talk radio station, 99.1 FM WQEE, and headline news. And to all those wonderful people tuning in worldwide on the YouTube, what's up to you as well? To my haters, I got one thing to say to them. Listen up to this. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here in the Atlanta area, 99.1 FM WQEE the key. We're holding about 50 degrees. 50 degrees. Type of temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Mike on the group can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. We got is it Mr. or Mrs. Brown from Australia? I just want to make sure I'm right there. Also, we got another X. We're just going to call you X a lot. Appreciate you joining us as well. I got to say this from my brother Ryan, who's got the same name as me. GH25, I appreciate you, my brother. It's all right to act goofy in here. That's what we like to have fun, and you're always on with us. I appreciate you saying you listen to me, and I make you feel, give you, help you out a little bit. I'm glad I can do that. Hey, Jody, Ryan wants to say, are you ready? Excited for your trip to Jamaica and getting married in June? Well, congratulations to Jody and Ryan. She's got a big guy right there. Because he's a Ryan. There you go. You're from South Australia. Okay. Awesome. So are you just popped on the feed? Love the energy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, we got coming up this morning, Horrifying History host Brenda Ganske. She joins us. She's going to be talking about Roswell, the real Roswell. So that's why the poll question is up there this morning. And like, subscribe, and share for those of you on the YouTube page. I appreciate that. We've got friends from South Australia. We got friends from Russia, all over the United States, of course. And it's going so fast. There's some people I didn't get to say hey to. Hope I get to say hey to you guys. If you said hello to me, respond again there. I want to go back and drop your name in here as a hello, since I've dropped everybody on all my other feeds. On the 50,000 plus. All I can say there is good morning to John and Sarah and Bob and Tom and Sammy and Cindy and all that, because there's probably those people's names out there. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. So there you go. There's just too many people on there that I'm just going to throw names out. So I got somebody's name right. Way too many on there to say hello to. So we're going to get weird with you this morning. Nah, not that kind of weird. But, So, but we're going to get weird because it's Weird Wednesday. If you're tuning in for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are a show that does something different every day. Mondays is Major News Mondays. We have some sports analysis with a head coach, Tommy Lewis, inside the coach's corner. Tuesdays, we have our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, in the second period. And third period, we usually have our movie expert, Shane B. And he was clear as a bell yesterday. And Shane B. and I talk a lot of movies, what's hot, what's not. Wednesdays is Weird Wednesdays. We have different guests on Weird Wednesdays, like today, Horrifying History. It's always about history, unique, weird things. True Crime Thursday, we have great guests on True Crime Thursday. We have Sally Toole, who's a tour guide. She's travel expert and a blogger. She goes to Shimlin Feud champion too, and she travels around the state of Georgia, Alabama, and more. So there you go. And Florida and Tennessee to give you what's going on. We'll talk with her the first Thursday of each month. We have Elizabeth Sarles the second Thursday of each month. She's the author of Birthday Bash, a book about her brother's unsolved homicide. We do unsolved homicides with her, unsolved homicides with Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast. Fridays is a good mixture. We have some comedians that come on. We have Warrior Defenders, which is a women's defense company, and more. So just all kind of different things. There you go. Miss G, do you like bridges from Coleman? If I have to go across them, yeah, no problem. Why? You're just going to have some kind of joke. Remember, jokes are good. Everybody gets jokes in here. It's all fun and games here. So someone loses an eye. Nico, thank you. I'm going to say hello to you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Nico. Hey, I got a question. If you could answer it every single time I sneeze, I poop a little, what should I do? Okay. All right. This is a philosophy question, Nico. Let's see. Before we get back into it, we've got to help Nico out. Every time Nico sneezes, Nico's poops a little. And it stinks. Well, what I would do is, if you're having sneezing fits, probably need to figure out whether you've got some kind of, cold or maybe allergies. If you get the allergies taken care of, then the second problem won't happen. Hopefully I helped you today. Thank you, Nico, for your call. See, that's how you handle and pick with people. If every other radio show host and YouTuber people were good to you guys like this, they'd have all you guys as listeners all the time still going, you just offended me. Where? Had fun with Nico. He goes like, but this is a great guy. All right, Coleman. Let's see what Coleman's got. Coleman's question this morning. It's listener takeover. Let's go ahead and do this. Listener takeover right quick at about 16 minutes past the hour. Sweetly says, that's a good answer, Ryan. I've been having problems sneezing too. What should I do? Probably take some, do you have allergies? Yes. All right. Well, you need to get some allergy medicine. Thank you. All right. Coleman says, do you like plants? Or do you think plants should be garden-based only? I think based only. I like if someone likes house plants in their house. Honestly, you're asking a pretty cool question. And honestly, if you want them in home, do it. A lot of people like them, and I don't think they should just be outside. Now, Sweetleaf has certain plants that just stay outside too, right, Sweetleaf? We're not going to tell you what kind of plant. He's on the Navajo Nation. So ABC says he subscribed to me recently. Woohoo, good. All right, here we go. Jimmy's going to mess with me this morning. Jimmy's got a question. Oh, wait. Cool programs. Yo, what's up, cool programs? Yes, gloves are good. They're easy to use, Colby. Cool. All right, let me get Jimmy's question in here. He's got a question. This is listener takeover. These are some great questions, guys. And we're having a good time. Other people cry because you guys want to have a good time, not me. Do you have to wash something in the last? Do you have a wash Do you have a wash something? Do you have to wash something? Do you have to wash something in the last couple of days? Yes, you do have to wash it in the last couple of days. Now, most men, they'll wear jeans a couple of days in advance. Let's just be honest. Most men, if their wife don't make them change their clothes, they're just going to wear the same thing the next day. And you remember great grandpa used to wear the same overalls if you're in the South. Thank you, Coleman. I appreciate that. Weird question, Coleman over here. Coleman's cool. Cooling Programs is on with us as well. Thank you. So this is listener takeover during the WQEE portion of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Some great questions coming from the audience. And they're having a good time. And everybody's like, hey, man, this is just not right, man. You letting these people say things like that, man. They make me cry. It interrupts me trying to pretend like I'm serious. Yeah, that's what's wrong with all the rest of them. They think they're serious. Oh, Miss Brown, we're just having a good time. We're just having a good time. Or Mr. Brown, I don't know if it's Mr. What a smelly bloke. That's right, Jimmy. They do smell. Now, that's how some men are, especially them old men from the South, up in the Mississippi area. They wear the same overalls every day and the same stained T-shirt. Or is it a wife beater? I don't know. Thank God we're in Georgia, where we take baths every day and change our clothes and wash them. All right, I just want to make sure I didn't know it was a Miss or Miss Brown, Mr. or Mrs. Brown. I want to make sure I was right. Mr. Brown, okay. Jimmy says, I smile, you from here. Jimmy's having a good time. Look, we have a good time here, Jimmy. We don't pick on each other, but we have a good time. He's messing with me. That's fine. I appreciate him being here still. Don't ask Addie, ask Ryan O'Neal. That's right. The guy that subbed to me was named Nico and everything. Or Nilo, not Nico. Well, Nico was cool. I answered Nico's question, and he was like, he or she was like, I appreciate that. Thanks, Ryan. Serious question to them. So, all right, let's jump into it. One more. Do you prefer cats or trains? One more for them. Well, cats try to take over the world and they're evil, like in the Cats versus Dogs. So trains are better because you can stop them at times. Oh, do you like steak? I love steak. That's a good question. I love steak. All right, as we head into our headline news, which is some weird news, what do you think happened at Roswell, New Mexico? We're going to talk about it with Horrifying History host Brenda Ganske at Horrifying History 101 next period. Do you think a balloon crash happened? 15% of you do. UFO and government cover-up, 58% of you think that. And some of you are like 27% saying, nah, it was a hoax. GH25 says, so my daughter is getting groomed by my daughter's wife, doesn't believe me, and my daughter's feelings for him. What should I do? Because my wife and I are fighting about it. Well, you need to probably sit down and talk about it and say, look, we need to talk about this. This is a serious thing. I feel like something's going on with my daughter and our daughter. Just say, I feel like something's going on with our daughter and we need to look more into it for real. That's something that you really need to sit down seriously and talk with and everything, because you don't want somebody doing something. Children should be able to make up their minds as they grow up and not when they're younger. All children. And as a parent, that's a concern that's all right in a parent. Brown hoax. We had a tech before Roswell. See, somebody says hoax. I appreciate that. ABC says I voted balloon crash. I love it. Talk to Warrior Defenders. Yep, talk to it. Warrior. There you go. Thank you, Pete. Talk to Warrior Defenders, GH25. Warrior Defenders can help out. She doesn't believe me. Her because her teacher was her childhood friend. Well, maybe get some information from Warrior Defenders. You can find them online, and Holly can help out and get some information to your wife. And just say, look, I want to talk about this. I'm not trying to just tell her, I'm not trying to divide your friendship, but I'm concerned and we need to talk about it. So that's what I would do, GH25. But there's always going to be arguments. And we're all going to be called crazy, labeled as crazy husbands, believe me. The balloon had a stamp on it, says Brown. We're going to get into that next hour. If you guys stay, we're going to get into that deep. All right, Texas man. In the headline news this morning, a Texas man at a Cinemark theaters in Texas allegedly said the drink sizes are not up to par, ladies and gentlemen. Text or email it. There you go. Put it in there, Pete. Put her information in there if you don't mind. He said that he's accusing the theater of being very deceptive and improper practice by misleading moviegoers about the drink sizes. Shane Waldrop is his name. Shane Waldrop called himself buying a 24-ounce draft beer at one of the Grapevine, Texas locations near Dallas. And he said it was filled to the rim, but it was only 22 ounces and not 24 ounces. Tasty. So now he's saying, hey, man, you took 2 ounces of my beer. Now, you don't take a Texans beer, no matter what. I don't care. They had a long day. They watching a movie. You don't mess with a Texans beer, okay? Now this company's being sued because supposedly they're shrinking the beer. Well, I want us to be mad about them shrinking the potato chips and stuff. Shrinkflation. That is exactly what it is. But in Texas, you don't mess with a Texas man or woman's beer. You say it's 24 ounces, it better be 24 ounces. 24-ounce steak, it better be a steak. That's the home of the giant steak that you go and try to finish. Texas is the home of the giant steak. So, of course, you tell them it's something, it's going to be something. It better be something. Well, Jon Bon Jovi, the lead singer of the band Bon Jovi, said the docuseries, Thank You, Goodnight, the Bon Jovi Story, is set to premiere this Friday on Hulu, made him proud of his life as a musician due to the song catalog and performance history. The 4-part series will start with the band back in 1984 and go up to the recent lead singer's vocal surgery. Bon Jovi has had hits after hits after hits. You guys might remember some Bon Jovi songs. They started off with the song Runaway. You're crackheads, man. Are you a crackheads, man? Ducks. GH25 take care of the light work. Welcome back. 62-year-old Bon Jovi said it's been a life well spent. Runaway was off their debut album in 1984. 1986, Slippery When Wet had hits like Living on a Prayer, Wanted Dead or Alive, and, of course, much more. So there you go. I am not a crackhead, dumbass. I don't do drugs. I'm straight edge. You probably sit around doing drugs. I'm 39 years old and I'm act like a 12-year-old. I'm not a meth head, buddy. That's for 71-year-old people that are trying to say you're lazy for not going to work, and their wives are sitting at home not doing anything and they're selling meth on the side. Sorry, buddy. That's right. Don't mess with the Texans and his beer. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, Bon Jovi, wow. Can't wait to see this. I know a lot of Bon Jovi fans. A lot of you grandmas are Bon Jovi fans. A lot of your grandmas are Bon Jovi fans. A lot of them are Bon Jovi fans. I don't get offended that I am that way. I don't get offended because I want to be offensive and everything. You're in the wrong place. I got a group of people in here that they will make you feel like crap. I'm heavy metal, my friend, heavy metal. No, I don't like children. You like children. Because you're 39 years old asking that question. I think you are a mentally incapable human being that probably thinks that lizard people are real. You probably think lizard people are real. Metallica, yes, brother. Yes. So there you go. What else we got going on headline news wise? Oh, it's 29 minutes past the hour. We gotta do one more headline news before we head into anything else. Love some Metallica. Jake from Australia is always asking me to sing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a couple other newsworthy note. Israel and Hamas has entered the 201st day at war between the two sides as they fight in a small portion of Gaza where it began. U.S. vows to help out our friends in Israel, and they continue to help out and continue to send, and they vow to send food, and they vow to send food and other humanitarian aid to the Palestinian people. Over half the Gaza's population is currently in this small area that they're going to be fighting in. U.S. and Israel have come together, and they both said that Hamas is currently adjusting its as they try to go into an agreement of a ceasefire. GH25, thank you, my brother. I knew he'd wish he wouldn't know what to do. He was in here yesterday trying to mess around, and one of my listeners from Detroit got him, made him cry. He says, I am 12 years old. I'm like, you're not 12 years old. 12-year-old is smarter than that. You're a 30-year-old that plays to be a 12-year-old. Everybody's wronging me. I mean, he could be 39 years old and pretending to be 12, you know. Wants to call people names. He just saying that because his uncle's a crackhead and him and his uncle spend time together. Look, I'm calling you names because me and my uncle spend time together. We're from Mississippi. That's why he didn't like it. He's probably from Mississippi. No offense, Mississippi. I'm picking with you guys. I got a friend over in Mississippi. His name's Joy, but he's originally from Alabama. So I'm like, hey, are you the only one over there that's not inbred, brother? I'm just kidding. Georgia, so we can pick at you. If we were from New York, you could get offended. But we're from Georgia, we can pick at you. All right, we're going to take a break. Second half of this period coming up in just a few moments. Doesn't matter, says, Alabama's even worse. Laugh out loud. I got a lot of listeners from Alabama away, so I don't want to mess with them. Doesn't matter. Don't get me in trouble. Doesn't matter. It's a very funny chat today as well. We're having a good time, all our wonderful folks. All right. What do you think happened in Roswell, New Mexico? 27% of you said nothing. It's a hoax. 14% say there was a balloon crash, and UFO and government cover up. 59% of the votes are out there. We'll get into that in the next period as well. Like, subscribe, share, and go to our, if you like to support the show, please do so. You can send a donation to the show at our Cash App. It's on the page here. It's Cash App, $, RyanShelander, that's RyanShelander. That's RyanShelander. Thank you. Doesn't matter for subscribing. BS, says Brown. We're having a good time. I hope you are, Mr. Brown. I hope you are. We're enjoying it. Whatever anybody else is saying, hey, it don't matter. We're just having a good time picking at everybody. If we can pick at each other, it makes life better. Back in a moment. Better than Arkansas. You're right about that. I got no people in Arkansas too that listen. Shh. You're going to get me in trouble. I don't want to get beat up. They'll come over going, boy, we heard your listeners about us. Okay. They were just kidding. Just because you in Georgia don't make you better than us. Shh. He said, shh. Shh. That's me. You got a pretty mouth, boy. Well, that's what all those guys say in jail to the McMichaels, but they went to jail for killing that kid in Brunswick, Georgia. That Travis, he had to introduce his new friend to his son. Your daddy got a pretty mouth, boy. How did you know? I don't know. It's just the way it is. That was a cool little back in the kid. That's those people in Arkansas. Professor Fate. Thank you. We got a professor on. This is a real professor. I know it is. Love. I think nobody is surprised knowing the fact that the most common word of all time, the word love, never. A little bit surprising to know that. I know, right, Professor Fate? Whether you're a real professor or not, one day you will be. Because anytime you put the name in there, that's projecting who you're going to be. Whether it's a gamer or whatever, that's what you're going to be. I still got one on me and long time no see, friend. Yes, Professor, it's a long time. I hope you've been doing well. Doesn't matter, says I don't even live in the United States anymore. I would think sex would be more of a common word. Y'all guys are coming up. You guys are coming up with some very good discussions. I appreciate that. What's up, big dog? That is Big Dog is in the house. Another cool name. Thank you, Big Dog, for joining. What's up, my brother? I know it's a brother. My brother. Big Dog. His real name must be Ryan like the rest of us, because you know what Ryan earlier said, the other Ryan said earlier, I think it was Ryan Green. He said, because this guy's name's Big Dog. You know what that means, ladies? Yeah, that's a word that's probably a lot of people use all day long. Roof says doesn't matter. Well, ABC, we got a lot of good people on and they're having a good time, right? We've only had a few naysayers. Everybody else has come on and had a good time. They're like, wait a minute. This guy does not care if we have a good time in here. I just got called some really nasty names from an Englishman living in Japan. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that. They probably don't like you guys cracking jokes with each other. Some people don't have a sense of humor, my brother. Professor, are you from Australia? Yes, Professor Fate. Wait. We're currently launching a... wait. I got to say that on the air. Little Stone Temple Pilots music in the background. We welcome in Big Dog. What's up, brother? Also, we got, of course, Professor Fate is with us this morning. And doesn't matter. I love that name. All right, like, subscribe, and share, guys. Professor Fate, long time no see. Good morning to him. He said, we're currently working on launching a rocket from Australia. It'll be the first orbit rocket launched in 50 years from Australia. Can't talk much about it, but it's very exciting. That is pretty darn cool, guys. That's pretty darn cool. He called you that, Big Dog. That's what he is, bro. That's what he is. Red Bricks, I'm sorry I hadn't sent that email yet, but I will get to you. Since I heard from you last, brother, it's been busy around here. I'm sorry about that. I will get back with you. Oh, that word's acceptable in Australia? So is it cool? Brad, Earth is okay. Brad Foster, he thinks that the Earth is flat. And of course, I'm not going to disagree with him. There's no putting anybody down here with their personal views. That's what we do here. People can have their own opinions. I know that millions and millions of other sites are like, no, I agree or disagree with you. And they call people names like they call Big Dog. Really? Really? Because he's cutting up. I got a lot of people cutting up in here. Red Bricks, I will get back with you, my brother. Yeah, ABC, don't worry about it. Everybody's having a good time this morning. Oh, yeah, it's not funny. Sweet. Red Bricks is from Detroit area, and we appreciate him being with us. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. We are holding it in the Atlanta area at 50 degrees under sunny skies. Like, subscribe, and share to the YouTube page. We've got a lot of you on there this morning. And if you would like to support the show, you can go in there and see how you can support the show many, many, many different ways. Kings X, how you doing, brother? Kings X. There you go. If you want to support the show, you can go to $RyanShelander. That's RyanShelander, and you can support the show that way. Thank you. Shout out for Kings XX Extreme. Shout out from a van down by the river. Woohoo! He is so cool. I remember that. Big Dog. Are you broadcasting from where? Atlanta, brother. Atlanta, Metro Atlanta area, my brother. Yeah, we try to stay away from the whole, we'll give you the news on politics and what's going on and the rundown of it. But we try to stay away from it because everybody has different points of view, and we want everybody to try to get along because, look, I got family on both sides of the aisle. Do you think I'm going to kick them to, whoa, I know where Franklin County is. Yes. I got family on both sides of the aisle. You think I'm going to kick them out because one likes Trump and one don't like Trump, that I'm not going to talk to them? Come on. I'm, news guy. That's what I have to do. What's up, Lisa? How you doing? So we got to stay with them to have a good time and do other things. Yep, that's me, Sandy Cross's brother. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see, Lisa, is this? No, this is the RyanORadio Penitentiary, Lisa. We appreciate you being here, my friend. Yep, young lady. We appreciate you. There's a lady in the house, guys. We had lady in the red was with us too. Okay, well, I appreciate it. If you're going to go somewhere else, you probably I appreciate you still dropping in. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I appreciate it, Lisa. Have a nice day. All right, let's jump back into some weird Wednesday news for you. If I came all the way from Australia to your place, what would you do? Let you hang out? Let people meet you. Mr. Brown, you're leaving too? Or are you just saying bye to Lisa? Brad Foster. This is going to mix in. It's Weird Wednesday, might as well. All right, Brad, my brother. And he said, the real conspiracy theory is that we are upside down on a cartoon space planet, flying through the endless nothing. Oh, okay, good. I didn't want you to leave because it would hurt my feeling. Anyway, endless nothing at 666,000 mph in a sky vacuum. Earth is measurably flat over large bodies of water. Okay. I've never heard it quite put like that. So at least he is trying to present some scientific facts without going, you know what? It was so that said that. Thank you, brother. And he has a right to put that in there. Thank you, Brad. That's cool. I appreciate you educating us, my friend. King's X, right down the road. I still hit the skate park in ATL. There you go. Everybody saying bye to you, Lisa. She's like, I'm already gone. All right, Professor Fate. I'm going to say what he has to say before we get back into a couple more newsworthy notes. If I can get this to work. Cher, good morning to you. How you doing? From Iowa. All right, Professor Fate. Professor Fate, one of our favorite people down in Australia, working on launching a real rocket from Australia. That's cool. If religion place would be thousands of years advanced. Oh, okay. There you go. Wheels in the sky keep on turning. You got me singing that now, Red Bricks. All right, let's see. What else we got going on? I told you Elon Musk's X was down yesterday. They had an outage in the United States, UK, Europe, and Asia with 6,000 Nazis being down. Oh, I'm sorry. Man, I don't call anybody. Everybody has differences of opinions, brother. I care for everybody's opinions. I'm a straightforward Christian, and I was taught to respect everybody. I'm not one of the fake ones. That's why I'm not got 1 million listeners on here. I didn't hate nobody. Horrifying history. Looking forward to talking about aliens this morning. I know the poll question's up because of you. For those in Australia, do you know Deborah the Red Brick Chick? Wow. Warrior Defenders comes on the show. Yeah, one of our supporters too at the station. All right. Let me give you a couple other strange, unusual news, and I thank you guys who keep talking in the feed and keep on doing your thing. I hope not, brother. I hope not, King. I hope we don't turn into China number 2. I hope not. I don't think so. You know why I don't think so? I think that we got too many fantastic people in the United States that really agree with each other on a lot of more things than what the mainstream media tries to say. You guys, that people on different sides of the aisle disagree. I think that if they can be bipartisan up there and pass laws, I think that the real people are already bipartisan. That's what I think. You know, so. All right, guys, this one's a bizarre murder case. Brad says, God said Earth is firm, fixed, and immovable with formation. Bible is a flat Earth book. Okay. Except here in South Texas, true patriots. They're all look. I think that the true patriots there in Texas is not what they try to present on the YouTube about them. And I think they will get along with somebody different than them. That's what I think. I've seen too many people out there. I really do. It's just that the extreme people on the clickbait media and the false conspiracy theorists, not the conspiracy theorists, but the false conspiracy theorists in the media want to make everybody say that they dislike each other and they want to fight each other. I don't believe that. Never seen it in real life. I've seen people argue, but I've never seen people come to blows the way they try to pretend like they would. And they trick people into saying, hey, I would kill somebody so they can get that meme on their clickbait to say, hey, this person's doing this. Yeah. But in real life, they don't. Anyway, wow. I appreciate it. Yeah. If you're serious about looking to aliens and haven't already, look up, point your fingers at God. Deborah will show you rocks used to be red bricks. Cool. I will check it out. Great book. Yeah. It is, brother. It's the most divisive thing in the world. And they don't want you guys to get along and have different opinions because they think you're going to hurt. They want you to think you're going to hurt each other and attack each other. So I'm here to combat every one of them. They're probably going to come get me now, guys, because I let you guys have different opinions, different thoughts. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to have to shut him down. All right, let's see. We're about 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. This is what I wanted to do. The bizarre murder trial that took place in Pocatello County, Oklahoma, concerning a Bigfoot-related. Now, Bigfoot had nothing to do with this, but Bigfoot-related things, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you why. Two 53-year-old men went on a trip, a fishing trip and hunting trip. And one of these men decided that he was going to kill his friend and sacrifice him to the so-called Bigfoot. Now, I've never heard Bigfoot attacking a human being. Now, over the years that people believe in Bigfoot, no one that I ever heard that ever believed in it. And I'm not saying I do or don't, because I don't want to, we're down the middle here. But people that do, I've never heard them say anything like this would ever happen. So what he did was during the fishing trip, he said he was going to summons Bigfoot. He killed his friend, put his flat body down as food, and Larry Sanders has been charged with first-degree murder of his friend. They're saying it's meth-related. Wow. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, still to come, Horrifying History is on the way. You heard her. She popped into the feed this morning. We're going to talk about Roswell on this weird Wednesday. There's a video of a woman on X/Twitter. I missed something, but you'll have to let me know. Bigfoot doing meth again. Yeah, it's not Bigfoot doing the meth. It wasn't his fault. It was the guy that did the meth and killed the guy and says, Bigfoot told me to do it. And here's what's going on. Bigfoot's sitting over there going, I can't not believe this guy is blaming me. We have never ate humans. We eat deer. We eat apples. We have never ate a human. That guy's crazy. Come on, kids. Stay away from humans. I told you. That's why we stay away from them. Why do you think Bigfoot hides from us so well? He thinks we're crazy. And he might be right. Back in a moment. Yeah, most likely it was.
Small Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste. The best chicken around.
Woo. Brad, you're going to enjoy our next hour really, really well, brother. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, this is RyanORadio Penitentiary on 99.1 FM, all over our feeds too. And we do a variety show every day. Mondays, we have a coach inside the coach's corner. Tuesdays, we have another sports guy in the second period, but in the third period, we always have our movie reviewer, Shane B. Wednesdays, Weird Wednesday programming, all kind of unique stuff, history and stuff. And pretty soon, hopefully, I'm going to get Red Bricks to come on Wednesday. We got a Wednesday there. And we also, Randy Rocket Cody, you will love him. My friend, Brad, you would love Randy Rocket Cody because we were the first ones to call out everybody that was on the list, the Epstein's list. So he comes on the first Wednesday, and then the last Wednesday is Horrifying History, and then we usually have a couple of weird guests in there. True Crime Thursday is always true crime. We have, well, not the first week. We travel with a YouTuber from Histories and Mysteries, Sally Toole. She's a YouTuber, blogger, and a traveler and Family Feud winner. She's on the show. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. Jesse James Dupree lived in Georgia for a while. And I take this as a compliment. A lot of women loved him. But Anyway, what was I saying? True Crime Thursday, we have two great guests. The second Thursday is Elizabeth Sarles, Unsolved Homicide in Small Town USA. And then Courtney Liesel from the Book of the Dead podcast is on True Crime Thursdays. Fridays, we have a mixture of things. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, we do something different every day. True crime, weird, unique, just different things to keep people going.
This is Dave Scott, host of Spaced Out Radio. Come join us.
Yep, you did. I talk about the mountains that are actually melted buildings. Yep. I'm gonna get you on the show one day, talk about that. And we'll put you on the Weird Wednesday. And don't feel like I think it's weird or what you're saying and everything. It's just my way of protecting people with different points of view by calling it that so that somebody can't say something. See, I protect people. Unlike other radio shows, like I just want to do something just to piss people off. I have not. I need to check his out. He explains the flood. Oh, I'm going to check that out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the final few minutes of this period before we get our friend Brenda Ganske on and everything. We would thank you guys. I want to ask this one more time before we head into the next hour. Brenda Ganske from Horrifying History 101 coming up, and we're going to talk about Roswell, the real Roswell. What do you think happened at Roswell, New Mexico? Some people feel like balloon crashed. 12% of you say that. 30% of you say nothing. It was a hoax. And then 58% of you say UFO and government cover-up. We'll find more details coming out here in just a few moments. What's up, Hut Hansen? We appreciate you being with us as well. You're on with everybody else. Like, subscribe, and share. Also, if you guys want to help out, ladies and gentlemen, you can shoot us a email at 99classicrock@gmail.com, or you can go subscribe to page, subscribe, and share the page, or you can help out with a little donation. And I'm not going to do like all these preachers go, if you give me a $10 donation, you're going to get $100 back. If you give me 20, you're going to get 200. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to do all that. So what we're going to do is if you want to give something, help out, it doesn't matter what it is. Go to the $sign RyanShelander. That's $RyanShelander. That's RyanShelander on Cash Out. Professor Faith says no comment on Roswell. He knows a lot more than he's given. Now, I just asked that question because it fits in with what our topic of the day with our guest. And I'm not going to push anybody, the professor, to tell me anything. I'm not like that. If he wants to, he can. Oh, I love you guys. Red Bricks and Brad Foster, you guys are awesome. And then King's X. I met you met Jesse. Jesse is a great guy. I hung out with him at the Cherokee bike rally. Oh yeah, man. And he's got some great music too. Wonderful music. All right, guys, we'll be back in a moment. Peace, love, respect. I am right out of here. Next, still to come. Comparing me to him is an honor. Thank you, my brother. That makes me feel good. Red Bricks, I am sending you something, brother. I'm glad you came back on. I was sitting there going, I hope he don't think I forgot about him. Hope he don't think Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I'm okay. Had better said I'm okay.
Uh-oh. What does that mean?
Oh, no, it's fine. So basically on the weekend, my dog ended up having a severe incident. And but he's okay. I spent the weekend in the vet emergency room.
Oh my goodness, dog mommies. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and basically he's really enjoying it now that he's restricted in his actions, so he gets to ride around the neighborhood with like his picked out like dog stroller. Pretty cool with it.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad he's doing better.
We got good news that yesterday they thought originally he had a stroke, but he didn't. It actually was like a neurological incident that can happen at any time. And basically it'll take him a few weeks, but he'll be good.
Well, we're soon gonna get you on Red Bricks. Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've been hearing a lot. Had a family member whose second dog passed away, and they just got him another one. And they're elderly, so dogs are more important than kids and grandkids. Let's just be honest, they are.
Because the dog was going in to get his teeth cleaned on this Friday, which he can't now. And I said,
right.
Look at it this way. The emergency vet was technically cheaper than the teeth cleaning.
True.
So we saved ourselves some money here.
So, Cher, you got a big chunk of a stool that Jesse cut when he did the chainsaw song. Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Had you seen my poll question this morning?
I did. I voted, but I'm not going to tell you what I voted because I have to present the information.
Oh, yeah. No, I put it on purpose because I was like, when you sent me that, I read that this morning. I said, I didn't have no idea what poll question I was going to do. And when you sent that over, I said, you know what? And I looked in there, and at first I saw American Horror Story, the double feature season, and I was like, wait a minute. And then I went back and started reading the questions. I was like, I said, I'm going to ask this.
Well, I do bring that up today because double feature, as your listeners are going to find out in a minute, what they did is took one of the bigger conspiracies about and linking it to Roswell and basically made a show series. It was brilliant.
Yeah, they did. And it's very knowledgeable. It's very knowledgeable that what I see is when I watched it and remembered it, it makes a lot of sense that the big-eyed aliens are half human and half alien. I mean,
well, when you hear what the conspiracy is, you'll realize how close they followed it in American Horror Story. Like they basically just went dead on.
Really? Well, I knew they were doing that. I knew.
A little bit of differences, but not very much.
Well, I remember the conspiracy theory on it. And when I watched that season, I was like, you know what? I said, especially that time, and then the way they ended that series that year, I was like, they're not saying COVID, but what they're saying is they're going to put something out there to destroy humankind. And I know that they didn't say COVID, but it was throwing off on that.
Yeah.
In that series.
An interesting thing about Roswell, basically, if you look at all the interconnections of all the different conspiracies, they pretty much all lead back to Roswell. Like, for example, the Men in Black, which I'll talk about, and the Mirage Men, which we're going to talk about. All points lead back to Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, you say Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah.
The Men in Black.
But if you deep dive into Roswell, which obviously we're going to do, and I want to know what you really like. I'm going to be asking you as the show goes on where your ideology sits, because it's interesting. Because when you may start with one idea, but you might end up with another, or it may solidify your thought.
That's true. Well, you got a captive audience for sure this morning. And they're gonna
finish this coffee then really quick.
They are definitely gonna be interested in this, and I'm glad so.
So how's it out there today? We're having a lovely day of rain.
Well, it's just gonna be cloudy with some sun. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be a good day here in Georgia. We had all our rain and cold over the weekend, so It's all going to be good here. It's just been a going into May. It's just going to be starting a whole extreme time for the station, getting a lot of hopefully.
That's good.
Some of it's good, some of it's negative, but it's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it's all good for me. I'm not worried.
As long as you're not worried, I'm not worried.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that I don't get a call in between while you're talking. You won't hear it, but I might. We got some of those telemarketers that call the station about that morning trying to give me some insurance.
Because that's exactly what you need when you're talking about aliens. Do they get alien insurance?
No.
Like do they pay out if you get kidnapped?
I should do that. I should ask if they got that. Next time I'm going to ask them that. Oh, what's up, brother? Gito Planet, thank you for being with us.
Have you seen Saturday Night Live with what's his name? I want to say Ryan Reynolds, but it's not. The guy who plays
Ryan Gossett. Ryan Gossett.
Yeah, that's it. And they did 3 different skits through the years. I think it's been over 8 years about alien abductions.
Uh-huh.
You seen them?
Yep.
The one they did this last week, oh my God, I thought I was
That's what they're doing.
laughing. Like, how do you actually get through that skit when you have somebody's head in your junk? Like, I gotta give credit. But they present the kidnappings of aliens, kidnappings is just hilarious.
Right. Wow.
But they have the 2 have the best experience, and then the one she falls out and then drops 30 feet into a kid's birthday party. That's brilliant.
Right. I did. It's
all of them are good, right?
well, the one that I like, the one I really like is it may be talking about someone. It's that woman that sits there with a cigarette.
I love her.
She is funny. She's all.
What was it? The first one, they dropped her out.
Yep.
She landed on the top of a target. And then the second one, I can't remember where she landed, but the last one she dropped into a kid's birthday party, and then she's saying basically her junk was exposed to the party.
Yep. Yep. It's not my fault. It was them. I love everyone she does. It's funny because she's not dumb, but she's not smart the way they portray the character, but it makes the whole thing laugh. And the other members of the cast can't keep a straight face.
No. And I think the last one they put out was so hilarious with the whole troll.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that before. And I thought kind of yeah, you can't say that again. He's like, ever or just here?
Wow. The Dark Knight will receive video visitors. Wow. All right, we're getting ready to go on.
Already.
Here we go. It's the final period of play on this weird Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get weird with you. We go inside Horrifying History 101 in just a few moments. Get your pens and papers ready because I want you guys to take notes on this one. We got a lot in store for you this hour. Let's go ahead and get in lockdown. Triple H. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal. Oh, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud across our RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada. And finally, right here at the Talk of Atlanta, 99.1 FM, WQEE The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, real headline news, and more. Great live programming all day as well. We appreciate you, and everybody being with us on this TGIW. That's right, Weird Wednesday. We appreciate everybody being there. Stay with us. We got a lot in store for you. YouTube, guys, like, subscribe, and share. There's a lot of you this morning. And to my haters, I got one thing to say to them. Listen up, haters, right here. Tell them, Triple H. That's right. Whether anybody likes it or not, I am the man around here. Guys, we'll get to some of your comments here in just a few moments. Our guest this morning, as always, the last Wednesday of every single month. She is the creator and host of Horrifying History Podcast, a podcast about the history books being stained with the blood of the unknown, the paranormal, and even the unsolved. She has always been with us here for a couple of years and brings us great stories, especially love stories during Valentine's and very special Christmas presents. Please welcome, I like to call her the professor, the one, the only, from Horrifying History, Brenda Ganske. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning, Ryan. What a great intro.
Thank you.
I think that if I'm having a bad day, I'll just play this over and over and listen to it because it's really good.
Well, I try. I mean, it's in my DNA to do this. So and try to entertain, inform, and have fun. And when you and I talk, and anybody, when we talk about unique and very unusual things, we have fun with it. And unlike other shows out there, just like really serious and scary all the time. And
well, isn't that the goal in life? Just to have fun?
Exactly. So some of our listeners are talking about times that they went into the woods. I think King's X said he went in the woods and lost some time and was 600 yards away from when he initially forgot where he was. Just different things like that. So they're getting into our subject today, which we're going to get into in just a few moments, the real Roswell, which I'm going to ask this question first, and I know you're going to answer it at the end, so we won't get that to you at the end of the segment here. What do you guys think happened at Roswell, New Mexico? 11% of you believe it was a balloon crash. 29% of you believe nothing. It was a hoax that somebody put it on. And 60% of you believe that it was a UFO and a government cover-up. We're about to find out which one of you guys are telling the truth. Aren't we there?
Well,
Brenda.
I actually have a question for you before we start, Ryan.
Okay.
Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens? Well, I can't prove that they're not real, and I can't prove that they are real. I've never experienced anything that other people have experienced. So right now, I have to say, I have to be down the middle about it because I don't know.
And
I'm
my
honest.
second question is, do you believe that an alien craft crashed at Roswell, New Mexico in 1947?
I believe there could have been something like that happened because they wouldn't be, to me, the government wouldn't be as fast as they were, and where Roswell is, that you're not allowed to go into the military. There's something secretive there. So I believe something happened like that. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. And I'm going to be telling you today all the facts and rumors around this today. And
Right.
at the end and in between, I'm going to be asking you those same questions again.
Okay.
And I'm very curious if your opinion may change or not.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's do it.
So, just in case you guys have no clue what we're talking about here, in July of 1947, something may, and I'm putting up the disclaimer, may have happened that changed history. Now, some people say this is when a UFO crashed in the New Mexico desert near Roswell. Now, according to urban lore, the United States government arrived quickly on scene. They collected up the debris, which possibly included bodies of aliens,
Mm-hmm.
and then they began doing a cover-up that lasted now over the last 75 years. So, what really happened at Roswell, and why does this actually attract so much interest decades later? So we're going to start with what we know for sure. Now, you have to understand the environment around the time in 1947 to understand why people felt the way they did. So in the summer of 1947, this is when the beginning of the Cold War started. So during World War II, the United States and the Soviet Union fought together as allies against a coalition of countries that sided against Adolf Hitler. But this relationship was not the best one, Ryan. The American government was really wary of Soviet communism, and they were concerned about their leader, who was Joseph Stalin, because he had a dictator-like rule. Meanwhile, the Soviets were upset that the Americans would not treat the Soviet Union as a legitimate international community. So what added to this was the Americans had a bit of a delay entering the Second World War, and this started a feeling of mistrust between the two countries. So after the war ended, the Soviet expansion into Eastern Europe helped rise the American fear that the Soviet Union planned to control the world. On the other hand, the Soviets began to resent what they perceived as an aggressive military speak by the United States and how they thought the American government was getting involved in the affairs of other countries. So by 1947, the American government decided their best defense against what they thought could be a Soviet threat was to implement a defense that they called containment. So in a nutshell, the American government thought there was no way that these two sides can align their thinking, and therefore they decided to enact a long-term containment of the Soviet expansion tendencies. So it was in this ideology that helped push the thought that the Americans and Soviet Union, in this context, which makes you think about it a little bit more, how the ideology of UFOs started to come out. So everything started with one guy named Kenneth Arnold. Have you heard of him, Ryan?
I have heard of him, yes.
Well, for you guys who don't know him there, Kenneth Arnold was a pilot and he was a businessman. So he reported seeing an unidentified flying object while he was piloting over 1947. It was soon sighting started to be reported. So soon after this, a rancher whose name was W.W. Brazel found something very weird on his ranch, which was about 80 miles northwest of Roswell, New Mexico. So Brazel went by the name of Mac, and Mac was out with his son Vernon that day. So they were driving across their ranch, and they saw something that they never saw before. So as Mac would later say to the press, what they found, and I quote, "A large area of bright wreckage made up of rubber strips, tinfoil, and rather rough paper and sticks." So the metallic-looking lightweight fabric was shredded, and it was scattered throughout the area. So after he came across the scene, Mac didn't know what to do. Honestly, who would, right?
Right.
So on July 4th, Mac decided to go back to the spot, collect as much of this mysterious wreckage he could find, who was Sheriff George Wilcox. So George took a look at all these items that Mac brought to him, and he said he had no idea what this was either. So that's when George reached out to the commander of Roswell's Army Airfield's 509th Composite Group, which was located just outside town. So when he spoke to the commander, who was Colonel Butch Blanchard, Butch took this information up his chain of command to his superior, who was General Roger Rainey, who was the commander of the 8th Air Force Base in Fort Worth, Texas. Now, Butch then sent one of his intelligence officers, who was Major Jesse Marcel, out to the crash site with Sheriff George and Mac in tow. Now, when they were all there, the three men collected the way. It was here that Jesse decided on his own to make a public statement that ran in the local newspaper, the Roswell Daily Record. The newspaper ran the headline of RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell. So it was this actual newspaper story that started the legend that surrounds Roswell today. So it said in part, and I quote, "The intelligence office of the 509th Bombardment Group at Roswell Army Airfield announced at noon today that the field has come into possession of a flying saucer." At this point of our story, Ryan,
Right.
the first one is that the United States government was now in possession of a UFO and possibly more.
Okay.
Others think that the military believed that telling the public that it was a UFO crash and was in their possession was better than telling the truth, whatever that was. Now, at this point in time, telling the truth to the public was not a priority for the government at all. And the reason behind this is during these times, the global social and political ideologies were massively changing, like we spoke about earlier. The Soviet Union was claiming European nations as their own after the recent World War. The Americans started to communicate their own same nations. It was during this time that the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists created what they called a doomsday clock, and this became a symbol that represents the likelihood of a man-made global catastrophe. So with all of this in play, many also believe that telling the public that the government stashed some aliens in their basement somewhere is a ruse to cover up what they really were doing in Roswell. But there is one more point here, Ryan, to think about.
Okay.
That the announcement that Jesse spoke out and gave, he spoke out before his bosses could stop him. So the question here is why? Well, after this was released, the U.S. Army quickly put out conflicting information. They didn't find a flying saucer or anything like that. It actually was a weather balloon. Now, according to an article that was released on July 9th, 1947, the Army was now claiming that what they found was actually a harmless, high-altitude weather balloon. General Roger Rainey told the was brought back to the base after it was thought it could have been a UFO. But after they studied this debris, the general said that it was just the crushed remains of a ray wind target that was used to determine the direction and velocity of winds at high altitudes. So to ensure that this message would be believed, the article includes a picture of Jesse with the debris with a big caption in bold underneath saying, "Not a fly." They also brought out a weather forecaster from the Army's weather station to make a further statement saying, and I quote again, "We use them because they go much higher than the eye can see." So Ryan, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, so far, I know the government likes to keep stuff from, our government in the United States likes to keep stuff from people because they don't think that we can handle a lot of what's going on. So there's some secrets there. That's why the question this morning was it a hoax? Was it a weather balloon crash? What it was? There were so many conflicting stories there. I just don't know what to believe. Right now, I just know that there's something they're not telling us about this situation, and we are never going to know about it unless we deeply dive into it.
Like we're about to do.
Yes.
Well, interesting, because now this is the official story from the military, and of course, a lot of people were skeptical. After all, why would Jesse say it's a UFO? Just for like a couple days later, for the military high-ups to put Jesse in a big photo with a large, not a flying disc below it.
Mm-hmm.
So why did they change their narrative? For decades, this flip-flop made UFO researchers think that the government was hiding something. And you know what, Ryan? They were right.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1997, the United States Air Force admitted that this whole hot air balloon story was a pack of lies. On June 24th, they released a 231-page report that said the claims of an alien aircraft crashing on Max Ranch were not true. In the report, they named the Roswell report case closed. The government was now claiming that no alien life forms were found in the Roswell area where individuals claimed to see UFOs or on Max Ranch. So what did they say actually crashed? According to this report, they claimed the wreckage was actually part of what they called Project Mogul. Have you heard of Project Mogul before?
I have heard of this, yes.
Well, Project Mogul, for you guys who don't know, was a top secret project by the United States military that involved microphones, and they attached them to high altitude weather balloons. So its purpose was to act as long distance sound detection that was and these sounds they were trying to pick up were generated by the Soviet atomic bomb testing. So they started this project in 1947 and continued to 1949. It was conceived by a man named Maurice Ewing, and he was a pioneering geophysicist and oceanographer who worked on underwater acoustics. So Maurice previously researched the deep sound channels in the oceans, and he had a theory that a similar sound channel existed in the Earth's upper atmosphere. So this would be a place where air pressure and temperature would cause a minimal speed for sound. So he thought sound waves would stay there longer in this channel due to refraction. So Maurice thought if they just set some balloons up carrying disc microphones to pick up the sound, they could also put in there a radio transmitter to send the sound down to the ground. That would allow them basically to listen in to the Soviets and detect sound waves generated by their bomb testing. So the project actually had some successes, but it was deemed as just being really expensive. So when a network of seismic detectors were created and air sampling for fallout was invented, Project Mogul was ended since these options were way cheaper, easier to work with, and more reliable. Now, Project Mogul was only one of many different espionage-based programs involving balloons and surveillance during these times. Now, for example, Project Moby Dick flew cameras over the Soviet Union, and Project Generac launched balloons to watch China, Eastern Europe, and the Soviet Union. But specifically concerning Roswell, the government claimed that a Project Mogul balloon, which was called NYU Flight 4, crashed on Max Ranch. They said it was necessary for the government to give out this false narrative concerning this crash to prevent people from thinking that, they were doing espionage. So Ryan, right now, I'm going to take a guess.
Okay.
I'm thinking that you might be thinking one of two things.
Okay.
One, that Project Mogul could explain what happened in Mogul, or this too was just another cover-up for what happened. The thing is, about this theory, it doesn't fully explain what people claimed was collected from that crash site. They claimed it wasn't just debris of a UFO, but it was also alien bodies. Well, the military gave an explanation for that too. So buckle in, this one's going to be a funny one.
Okay.
They claimed that many of these claims of alien bodies were all hoaxes that was created by UFO believers or people with an ulterior motive. So Ryan, what do you think? At this point, is the government lying again, or are they telling the truth?
Well, the government tells sweet little lies at different times to protect us because they don't think that majority of us won't understand whatever's going on. So I think the government still got a little bit trying to cover some things up because they don't think a lot of people could understand what's going on. So I'm not dogging them. I'm just saying that that's what they're doing.
So you're kind of right on the middle line right at this point, right?
I've always been on it. I understand why they do what they have to do, but I understand that us as a society would like to know answers. So because I'm one of the members of society, so it's just one. Yeah, still in the middle on that
The
one.
point of it is that the government already admitted they're lying. So
Right.
what is there for us to trust that they're not lying again? But in the same thing, there did espionage with his releasing a lot of secrets, right? So maybe they're telling the truth.
Right.
Right. But for most people, this explanation sounds pretty weak, right?
It does. It does.
To go to all of mysterious crash test dummies. But the thing is, in 2010, author Mark Pilkington released a book called Mirage Men, A Journey into Disinformation, Paranoia, and UFOs. Now, this book told how the government used UFO mythology to cover up their advanced technology, just like they did in Project Mogul. So how did they do this? Well, that's because they used another that is now a movie series starring Will Smith, The Men in Black. Have you seen those movies?
I have seen those movies, and they're part of the CIA. I know that that's what they're supposed to be. So.
Well, many believe that for decades now, strange men in black suits visit people who have had extraterrestrial encounters. So in most of the stories that are out there, these men in black threaten or scare individuals who had UFO encounters into silence. Now, there's two main theories out there on who these men in black actually are. One is, you're correct what you were saying earlier, that they're from a government agency who has the goal to keep the existence of alien life, and they're present on our planet in secret. Now, the other is they're actually aliens themselves who are acting alone or with the government to keep their existence a secret. Now, here's the thing I found interesting when I was doing the research, Ryan. One of the first major sightings of the Men in Black occurred in the same year of the Roswell crash, 1947.
Right.
Do you think that's a coincidence?
It's very unique. It can't be a coincidence to me. They show up when this happens.
Now, if you deep dive a little bit more into the book Men in Black, before we talk a little bit more, a lot of people who claim to see the Men in Black are actually, for lack of better terms, not crackpots. You know what I mean? As that's what people try to keep pushing, that narrative. A lot of them are well-known, educated, quite leaders in their community. So, like, for example, scientists, why would they risk their reputation to come out and say this if it didn't happen?
Right.
So let's go jump ahead now.
All right.
Heard about an individual named Edward Snowden?
Yes, well, I know Edward Snowden.
And that was
Living in Russia.
Weeds of this. So for those of you guys who don't know, Edward Snowden, he leaked highly classified information from the U.S. National Security Agency, where he worked as an employee and a subcontractor. So these disclosures revealed countless global surveillance programs that were run by the NSA and the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance through the help of multiple government and telecommunication companies. So in this cache of documents, there was images of a PowerPoint presentation that was called The Art of Training for a New Generation of Online Covert Operations. Now, this presentation was completely filled with your typical spy buzzwords and ideologies, but the middle was where the world of ufology turned upside down. In the middle of this was 3 photos of UFOs that are known to be classic fakes. It was here that people started to believe that UFO folklore was created by the U.S. government by a group called the Mirage Men. So the Mirage Men, some people believe they're the actual Men in Black. And they were able to recruit a former Air Force Specialist Investigation Officer named Richard Donnie.
Right.
Now, Richard, he had the
think it would be,
It would be.
yeah.
And he said that his colleagues and him would spread lies and half-truths. And they created all these legends that are now part of the UFO community. So in return, they were able to collect information of if anyone was getting close to discovering their top secret military technology. Now, if this is true, Ryan, it really is quite an ingenious plan. And there is proof that many groups like the Mirage Men are still sowing disinformation out there today. But the question is, are they actually existing and are they actually showing disinformation? Many people believe, what a great way to hide the existence of aliens than by saying the government had people who sowed seeds of disinformation to make this look like a hoax, right?
Yes. Many mainstream news media. Sounds like it.
Well, then something happened in 1978 to make this a distinct possibility. It was here that a nuclear physicist turned UFOologist, who was named Stanton T. Friedman, he was told that a retired military man had a very interesting story to tell him, and you have one guess out of all the names I gave so far who this guy was. Take a guess.
I have no earthly idea. Was it Edward Snowden? I don't know.
No? Jesse Marcel.
Jesse.
Now, you remember,
He was my second.
Jesse was the guy who the military sent to investigate the site, and then he went to the press claiming the military was now in possession of a flying saucer.
Jesse.
Well, Jesse, he told Stanton that this whole weather balloon explanation was a complete cover story.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, well,
Here we go
Jesse
again.
claimed all of these photos that were released were all staged, every single one of them.
Right.
He said that weather balloon debris in the pictures was not the actual crash debris at all. In fact, it was the military that purposely substituted this crash debris with a busted up weather balloon to push their narrative that nothing unusual at all happened at Max Ranch. He claimed that everyone involved in the retrieval of the crash debris were completely aware that the object they were retrieving was a UFO. Now, after hearing this story, researchers started to try to verify it. Now, what they found was a number of retired military members who were based at Roswell did collaborate some of this crashed alien spaceship tale, and they added additional details. So as this information started to come out, skeptics just immediately said that it was clear these former military members were only telling these researchers what they wanted to hear, or they just said this story out of attention.
Wow. I think that there's a little bit of both in there for me, a mixture of both. They're telling them what they want to hear, and there's a little bit of getting that attention. So I really want to mix it together.
I do too, and the thing is, my partner, he was military for years.
Yes, he is.
I do know these type of people. For me,
Right.
The majority of military members that I have been involved in, they're not really the attention-seeking type.
Right.
Right? When they tell their stories, it's more factual based.
Right.
And so in my personal experience, like I said, I don't see a lot of attention-seeking there, but who knows? It's possible. And it is possible they were telling researchers what they wanted to hear. Because let's break this down and think about it a little bit.
Okay.
If they were still loyal to the military, as many members are when they leave,
Right.
why wouldn't they keep the secret? Or why wouldn't they go and tell the researchers what they wanted to hear if the government was making had a plan of misinformation?
Could be
either, right?
Could be. Yes. It's
So
really
let's
weird.
talk about another theory. So another theory of what could have happened was pushed in a book that was called Area 51, an uncensored history of America's top secret military base. So this book claims that what crashed wasn't a UFO or a device used for espionage at all. It actually had to, now we're going to get into the weeds of something very, very interesting. It was a secret plan introduced by Joseph Stalin. So you guys remember Joseph Stalin was the leader of the Soviet Union from 1924 until his death in 1953. Now, he consolidated his power to become the country's dictator since they had this Cold War thing happening. He came up with this wild plan to introduce widespread American panic. How better to do this, Ryan, than make them think that aliens crashed in Roswell?
Right. Wow.
So now this tale came from an unnamed source, and he worked as an engineer at Area 51 for the defense contractor called EGA
Oh, well, I agree with the last point you made there, because I think that that's too much overload. I think it would happen. I mean, but you never know. It's getting closer to me going, there's something. It seems like the government each time they put something out, it just gets further and further and further away from the truth, in my opinion, from whatever it is.
But the thing is about this one, I'm going to give you two lines of thought.
Okay.
Firstly, do you really think that somebody like Fallon is like, hey, random teenagers, I'm going to make you look like this, surgically alter you to make you an alien, and then I'm going to throw you on a ship, experimental, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then you go over there and then pretend to be an alien. Well, to me, this explanation doesn't fly for one simple reason. It says that they land. The plan was to land, but these guys crashed. Now, wouldn't they on autopsy see that they were aliens, that they were aliens, they were actually kids? And do you think that at that time, remember, Cold War, the height of Cold War,
Right.
It doesn't say, hey, because they wanted to go and spread their message. Hey, look what the Soviets just did.
Right.
They tried to go and make aliens and they start this whole big thing, right?
Right.
Or
Wow. Yes.
or
You're getting
there
deep.
is something, even though crazy as it sounds, some believe that this tale could explain the statements of Jesse Marcel Jr., son of the original Jesse, who was the intelligence officer who would later claim that whole weather balloon story was a complete lie. So he wrote a book too, and he called it The Roswell Legacy, and he claimed his father actually brought home some UFO wreckage with him. So he said his dad allowed him to look and touch the debris. I personally think that wasn't the best parenting, but he allowed him to touch this debris before Jesse Sr. took it to the military base. So Jesse Jr. claimed in his book that the material was metallic and he could see writing on it. So as Jesse Jr. said, and I quote, "At first I thought of Egyptian hieroglyphics, but there were no animal outlines or figures. They weren't mathematical figures either. They were more like geometric symbols, squares, circles, triangles, pyramids, and the like. Now, some people think that Jesse actually saw a Cyrillic alphabet, which would be Russian, and made the presumption that it was actually alien writing. So according to researchers, there is absolutely no evidence at this time that the Soviets ever tried a plan like this. So what do you think of that?"
I think, once again, that the Soviets are being blamed for something that came or fell in this particular area at this time, that the government knew something was going on that we didn't know about, did not tell us whatever it was. And I believe that it's easier at the time of the Cold War. These are our enemies. So, of course, we got to get ahead of whatever they're doing, because at the Cold War time, everybody was thinking, well, the Soviets military and their space force was ahead of our space force at the time. So, yeah, I think it could be that. Let's take a break. Come back. We're going to talk more about this with Brenda Ganske from Horrifying History. And it's Horrifying History 101. I love all the great comments we're getting there. Agree or disagree. I'm glad you guys are having a time in there as well. Thank you very much for being part of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We're back with more with Horrifying History 101 with Brenda Ganske after this. Woo! All right, guys. Brino, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being with us. King X, yes. You want me to expand this into well, we're going to work on that.
So what does everybody on mine say? What do they believe, Ryan?
Oh. They're getting deep.
You're probably still having like
they're getting deep.
Of different thoughts.
No, they're deep. They're deep.
The problem with Roswell, there is so much
They're smart.
information at this point. There is nothing there to really lead a person to an exact answer.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's really deep and different opinions in there, and I love it all that they're able to combat each other in this feed without really kind of putting each other down and having their opinions. So
I love that.
I do too.
A good conversation about something controversial.
Well, my listeners are intelligent.
I love it.
Well, my listeners are intelligent, so that's just the way it is.
But honestly, let's go, like, talking about Roswell, really, my thought at this point, not giving any more information out yet, but at my point, like, it would make sense that the American government at that time, because of what we were saying about the tensions with the Cold War,
Right.
blamed everything on the Soviet Union. Come up with a story to demonize them further. Makes sense. But it also makes sense because Stalin did some crazy stuff. Maybe he did do it. And that's what I love about the whole thing about Roswell. It's, like I said, you can't make a final decision on it with the information so far. And
No.
at the end, I don't think that you can make a decision either. That's my bet.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of differences of opinions, and I think that the question I had this morning, poll question, is perfect for the people in the audience with their differences of thoughts on it and everything. So, yeah, it's just going to be a mystery. It's always going to be a mystery.
Absolutely. And the one thing.
And good morning, Cher. I know you're on there.
One of the most
Gail.
famous, well, actually, two of the most famous incidents with UFOs actually happened here in Canada. And one happened a couple provinces down from me, but nearer to the U.S. border, okay?
Right.
And this one, it was a gentleman who was a military member for years. He was a military police officer. Now, he actually said all along, he didn't think it was a UFO. He said it's got to be some sort of experimental aircraft.
Right.
So the thing is with military guys, they're all kind of the same in the sense that I wouldn't say they believe what they're told. They don't. But
No, I don't think that.
They are very firm on their belief system.
Yeah, no, I don't think that.
Right? So if he was in a situation that he was telling the truth, and he kept on telling the same exact story, didn't change until the day he died. Never changed a word. And they had all these different Canadian, U.S., big, like, governmental agencies going and investigate, and they basically kind of hid the information of it.
Clear picture.
Now, I can understand, again, Jesse, talking about Jesse a bit.
Right.
Shut down. I've seen this before. Military members go off the chain of command, say some things they shouldn't, get their hands slapped, and then they do a reversal. So it's hard for me to say what happened.
Yep, it is. It definitely is. It's like I said, the military people, they have, we had a guy in here this morning that is working with the government some government. I don't know which government. He's down in Australia. And that's Cash App, by the way, War Defenders. Thank you. But he said he had no opinion on this. And I said, well, I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask his opinion because his opinion is, is going to be valuable and everything. He knows things going on. And if he doesn't want to give it, that's fine. And he didn't want to answer the poll question, that's fine. But he's in here, he's watching. He's not talking about all this, but he's watching. So, and I told him I wouldn't ask him any questions because, I'm just not that way. I'm not going to, if somebody's, their job is important and I'm not going to try to mess it up. I'm not one of these.
For sure.
I'm not one of these, want to be one of these journalists that's going to destroy somebody's life, So.
Well, the interesting thing, every country in the world has their cache of information when it comes to UFOs. And
Right.
one of the countries in the world that sees it the most is Canada. And they have a huge cache of records. And they released, that was a couple months ago, they are releasing those records in the upcoming next year. They're talking late this year, early next year. They're releasing that. I personally can't wait to deep dive in those records and see.
All right. Well, let's get ready to come back and close because we got a few more minutes before we close out. So let's get the second half done and get closed out. You ready?
Yes.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. A lot of great opportunities here. I appreciate every one of you guys being with us this morning. Different opinions in the feed, and you continue to have your discussion in there. We appreciate you guys. I love the discussion going on. We're talking about the real Roswell with our guest from Horrifying History, the creator and host of Horrifying History Podcast, Brenda Ganske. We call her the professor because the last Wednesday, Horrifying History 101, and there's always something strange in history. Let's continue talking about this real Roswell. And some of the stuff you talked about, I've heard in history class, just not the extreme portion of this not the part of the UFO part, but everything else we've talked about, I've learned in history class in the past.
Well, here's the thing. Since the time of the incident in 1947, and you're right, countless books, documentaries, TV series, movies, everything like that has been created. I suggest Googling Roswell is a hit.
Right.
Now, the concept of the UFO crashing into Earth is deeply embedded in our pop culture.
Right.
And even non-believers heard about Roswell. I think
Right.
they even had a CW TV show called Roswell.
Yeah, there was.
As years passed, the problem has been fact and fiction got blurred, and all this got mixed into other UFO conspiracies. So I'm going to tell you one of the biggest ones out there that is connected to Roswell. And for those who have been watching American Horror Story, this may sound a little familiar to you. So following World War II, the United States government were in a unique situation.
Right.
So President Harry Truman and his allies just won the most devastating and expensive war that history ever endured up to that time.
Right.
So Truman's government, they had and used and possessed the world's first atomic bomb. And this technology helped the government create the most advanced military for the time. So it was here that Truman was told that a UFO piloted by aliens had crashed in Roswell. Now, according to this conspiracy, between January of 1947 and December of the following year, at least 16 alien crafts crashed. Now, out of this, the government was able to gain possession of 65 dead and 1 living alien. So the sightings of UFOs were now numerous, and the government was having trouble covering all this up with their current assets.
Right.
So then 2 more alien crafts that were crashed were discovered in February and March of 1948, also in New Mexico. A total of 7 alien bodies were recovered, but what really disturbed the people was the fact that inside these alleged crash crafts, they discovered a huge number of human body parts. So on December 9, 1947, Truman approved the creation of an organization that was called Majestic 12. Have you heard of that before?
I have heard of that at a history class.
Right? So that was a code name for a secret committee, according to this conspiracy, of scientists, military leaders, and government officials whose jobs was to facilitate the recovery and investigation of aliens. 12 taking over this whole alien thing, it allows the president and his staff the ability to say they have no knowledge of the program if a leak occurs. So the Majestic 12, these guys took their jobs pretty seriously. Allegedly, they have no issue with murdering people who threatened their secrets. So what was this secret? Remember I said there was one live alien found?
Yes.
Well, this live alien was said to be found at Roswell crash site, and they gave him the name of EBE, or extraterrestrial biological entity. So for the first year, the Majestic 12 interrogated EBE. They got nothing but lies. Second year, EBE started to talk and spill some secrets, technology, alien plans, and the such. But then EBE got sick, and he died in 1952. So the American government started to broadcast signals in space, hoping that they would gain the favor of the EBE's superior alien race, but they didn't get any sort of response at this time. So now, Truman then created the National Security Agency, or the NSA. Their job was to decipher any alien communications in hopes to start a dialogue. They also were to monitor all communications from any device worldwide for gathering intelligence, whether it was human or alien in origin. So Truman ensured that the NSA had the ability to act above the law, and today it still allegedly works in alien communications, but it controls other alien projects as well. So at this time, Truman informed all world leaders, including the Soviet Union, that this was happening. He did this because he believed the Earth was now at a big risk of invasion. But then came the next president, who was Dwight Eisenhower.
Yes.
Now, Eisenhower, he knew this whole alien thing was a really big problem, and the problem got worse when allegedly large alien ships were detected coming toward Earth. So as the aliens reached our upper stratosphere, the government was able to arrange a meeting. They signed a formal treaty between the United States and the aliens, and allegedly, this treaty explained that the aliens would not interfere in human affairs, and the humans won't interfere in the aliens' affairs. Earth is secret, and the aliens would give Earthlings some of their technology. So the aliens were allowed to kidnap remain on Earth for a specific time as guests, and selected humans would be allowed to travel to the aliens' world as their guests. It was also agreed in this treaty that secret underground bases would be built for the aliens to use for their studies, and the Americans would get access to their technology. So interestingly, 2 of these alleged bases were constructed in New Mexico, right beside Area 51.
Right.
So as these bases, according to this theory, a lot of things started to occur, which was like genetic experimentation between humans and aliens, testing ways to prevent our planet from dying, creation of the real space program, and the creation of human spacecraft. Now, obviously, Ryan, it sounds like a TV show plot, because it is.
It is.
In America, right. And American Horror Story, they took advantage of this conspiracy, and they included it in their season 10 called Double Feature. But the thing is, does anyone actually believe it? Well, Roswell has such a strong name recognition that several U.S. presidents have alluded to the Roswell incident, making, lighthearted jokes and speeches and interviews. But in December of 2017, the New York Times reported that the U.S. Navy was in possession of videos of UFOs that was taken by pilots in fighter jets, and that the government had created the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program to help detect any UFO. Even more recently, Ryan, multiple UFO-related items were included in the United States Defense Bill, which requires the United States Defense Department, the military, and the U.S. intelligence community to work together to discover if UFOs are visiting our planet, and if so, what their intent is. So now that we're getting to the end of this, Ryan, I would like to know, what are your thoughts of what really happened in Roswell, and do you think that Roswell aliens landed?
Well, what I thought happened is I still feel that there's a mystery. I still feel like the government's covering something up. I feel like that the one creature, we would say, we call it an alien, I do not know who he is or what he was, but EBE is what I'm gonna call him, because we don't know what aliens are or what they're, whatever they're, what kind of humans they are. So we'll call it EBE. I believe EBE was a part of something that happened. I believe that there was an accidental crash there, but I'm still, like I said, there's more to it that needs to be known. I want to read into it a little bit more. There's a lot going on that I don't know. And some people feel it could be a fallen angel. So, and that's what some of the listeners are saying. So I could kind of look into a situation with that as well. So that takes it in a whole different theory as well, a fallen angel.
Yeah. And personally, again, I deep dove into this research for this. And I can honestly say, I don't even know what to say. Because the reality is, we have proof that the government lied.
That's the one thing,
and
yes.
They changed their story a couple times. So obviously there's something
A lot
to
of
that,
times.
right?
Right.
We also have, like I said, the New York Times, and it got released by the government. The U.S. Navy was in possession of these videos of UFOs, and they actually did create the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, and they gave funding for this. So to me, there's something there. Whether it's what the American Horror Story said, or if it's more of a weather balloon or, espionage, I really don't know, because the thing is, there's so many things here to flip-flop back and forth on, and there's nothing really solid for me to make an opinion on.
Definitely so. Well, tell everybody how to follow you, what's coming up next for Horrifying History, and all that good stuff, Brenda.
Well, Horrifying History can be found on any podcast provider, and we release our episodes each Wednesday. And today, Ryan, we're telling the tales of some of the most haunted battlefields in the world. And the cool thing is, one of them is just a quick road trip away from me, and I've been there many times. Now, for even more spooky stuff, you should check out our social media. We're on Facebook at Horrifying History, Instagram and Threads at Horrifying_History, and on X at HorrifyingHIST1.
Sounds good. Guys, we'll come back. We'll close out the show right after this. You guys stay with us. More on the way. RyanORadio Penitentiary after this. All right. When you get ready to get back in there, put your link up on the YouTube page. They're asking for it.
I will put it on. As soon as I'm done, I'll throw it up.
All right. Well, we'll talk.
I love talking Roswell. It's so confusing.
It is. Well, all right. I'm going to let you go so you can get it up there in the feed for all the wonderful people.
I will throw it up in a minute. We'll talk to you soon, Ryan.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Look no further than CP Financial. Big Charmaine, your trusted agent.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a few more minutes left. Wow, a lot of you were on with us this morning. We appreciate that on the YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. And my email is in the feed there. So for those that want to email me, Red Bricks, I will be getting with you. I still have your email. And sorry I hadn't gotten in touch with some of you guys. It's just been busy. When you got to run around. And thank you for subscribing, King X. I appreciate you in Georgia listening too. And a lot of interesting information. Thank you, Warrior Defenders. I want to say good morning to Christy over at Ellsworth Insurance for joining us as well.
Visit our website, AtlantaPartnersRealEstateSchool.com today.
Hank Arnold here from Cowley Force.
Friday morning, bright and early, be there.
Recovery Support Center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost.
King 13, sorry about that, guys. I keep saying King's X. King 13, sorry about that.
Or follow us on Facebook.
Sorry, King 13. I've been calling you King X all morning. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I love thank you for saying that I'm a champion. I appreciate that. Guys, we got a lot of you on this morning. I appreciate that. Born on the 13th of April. Okay. So you just had your birthday. You turned 25, didn't you?
Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton. Hello, everyone. This is
If not, we're going to say that, right? Happy belated birthday. February 13th for Red Bricks. You turned 26, didn't you? 31? Oh, okay. You're a young buck, brother. You're from the Philippines, or Nye? Thank you. Is it Nye? Yeah, Nye. Thank you. All right, guys, we're getting ready to get out of here. We thank you very much. We've had a big morning this morning. Let's close out the poll question. And it came because of our guest. What do you think happened at Roswell, New Mexico? And we do not need nothing from my intelligent human being friend over here. I know he's going to pick at us. Some of you said fallen.
I didn't say it. I'm reading.
Some of you say fallen angels. Some of you say aliens. Some of you have different points of view. But here's the question this morning. It's a weird Wednesday on the show. What do you think happened at Roswell? Was it did a balloon crash? 13% of you said that. 33% say nothing happened. It was a hoax. And 54% of you say the UFO and the government cover up. So you guys have different. Thank you, guys. We got 90 votes this morning on that. 90 people voted on that. Now, you guys stay tuned for Health, Happiness, and Harmony Hour on my man, Dr. Lewis Boynton. He's coming up right after me. What's up, Captain? Hot Buns. What's up? I appreciate all you guys being with us this morning, and even more people joining us and listening everywhere, Navajo Nation and everywhere. It's been a fantastic morning, and we want to thank Brenda Ganske for being with us from Horrifying History, bringing us another exciting show. This one was probably very exciting for some of you with different points of view in there. Red Brick, I will be sending you an email later on. King 13, happy late birthday to you a few weeks ago. You're in Georgia. Hey, just get in touch with us at the station. We're at WQEE. You see it in there. News, weather, traffic, everything. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you. Say it's the best morning show. I appreciate that. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. And do me a favor as well as if you would like to help out, go. My Cash App is right there at $RyanShelander. It's been given all morning. $RyanShelander Cash App. We thank you very much. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you enjoying it. Until we meet again, peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. And let me end the poll and end the show right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ended the poll. God bless every one of you. I will be getting with you guys. It is just so busy, and that's a good thing. We got new things going on here, new accounts. So, and I gotta stop this show so that you guys can download it. And guys, yes, I'll think about Kings 13. I'll think about that podcast idea. I've been thinking about it a while. Till we meet again tomorrow. Well, actually, it'll be Friday. Tomorrow I've got some things to do. So I got a lot of stuff to do here at the station. So replay of my show. So until we meet again on Friday, you guys have a great day.